welcome to a brand new
Hey.
episode 3 of the NoHacksRequired podcast. And what do we have here? A special guest. First of all, Beezyplayzz. Thanks for joining us. How would you
Thanks
care
for
to,
having me.
No problem. Thanks for joining us. Care to introduce yourself? Tell us what you do and what you've been playing, watching, reading, maybe
Sure.
doing lately. Thank you. That's it.
Well, like you said, I'm Beezy, also Beezyplayzz. I'm a streamer on Twitch. Usually I play like first-person shooter type games. I play a lot of Apex. My goal was to reach Diamond, which I'm super close to. That's been good. But I play a lot of everything, pretty much. Story games and some RPGs, not a whole lot, but pretty much anything. But that's me.
To play Apex with me anymore.
Hey, you're busy. You live 6 hours ahead of me.
God, believe it.
You're too slow, that's why.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Well, now we also have over here. Yeah, I'm putting it the right way. Yeah, let's go. Mr. Toxicler. Tux, how have you been? How was your week? What have you been up to lately?
Yeah, my week has been pretty busy between working and just trying to get gamer score on Xbox because I'm still behind Blade over here. He's sweating quite a bit, getting like 3,000 in a day, 5,000 in a day, whatever.
5,000 in one day, I think it was.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say though, I did crash. I crashed off that
like a towel.
Those Lego games.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, boy, you've just hit 9,000 this month. Haven't you?
Over 9,000.
You I think you were.
Yes. That's all. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. So you just put 9,000.
Yes.
I'm on 11,000 currently.
That is funny. Oh my God.
But I have I crashed massively after I hit 50,000 and just sort of I've just been sort of feeling bleh about doing it.
Good. Give me a chance.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Oh God.
I have to say though, multiplayer games game was so much fun, rather than just playing flipping single player games 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Nice to see you do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, these two have been going hard at that competition. Respect, May the best gamer win, I guess, or the sweaty.
I intend to.
I don't know. Hey, you've been doing pretty good, so I'm proud of you.
Yeah, you can still make it.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over.
Yeah, it's close. There's 2,000 in it, considering it was 6,000 at the start of the week.
There's also that.
He's closed the gap really quickly, and I'm really afraid.
Be afraid.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll widen that lead again.
Alright, well, we'll see.
All right. So, a real nice thing cut up lately before we get started, because there's a question I'm dying to ask you all. This is gonna be make the difference between the dark side and the light side, good and evil, or whatever in between. What are you? Rebellion, Empire? Do you side with the Sith, the Jedi, or are you more like in the middle with those bounty hunters that will do whatever for the best, like offer and maybe do stuff like in between, like gray Jedi? What's your side? B?
Well, the bounty hunters paid me, I'm on their side.
Of course.
That's true. Get money to do your job.
Exactly. Have you seen what the Jedi get paid? No, because they never got paid.
True. Point for the Empire.
Yeah. Boba Fett is still my favorite character of all time, so definitely bounty hunters.
That was definitely another question. What's your...
He did nothing in the movies.
But no, he's redeeming yourself. Them bringing them back for more interesting arcs, so there's that.
There is that.
As far as Rebellion versus my bad, 40 slip. Rebellion versus Empire, definitely Empire.
All right, Empire.
Yeah, they give people
I think I'm
jobs.
the only one who doesn't want to be a bounty hunter, but I think for me, I would definitely be like a gray Jedi, because if you think
What, you don't like Pokemon Shop or something?
What?
What?
Bounty? Do you guys not have bounties in the US?
The quicker picker up.
Like
Wait, never mind.
it's like a coconut chocolate bar.
Yes. No, we don't. Well, we might.
Again, once again proven by the UK rules over the US.
Yeah. I think it would be a gray Jedi, just because it's kind of in the middle of everything. There's not any absolutes, and I don't deal in absolutes.
Right, I was gonna say that.
Nice.
Let's go, like, hold on.
I mean, we all had just the exact same thinking there.
Dude, only say a deal in absolutes. She's right.
Eight-legged said bounty birds are horrible.
Should be illegal. Oh god. All right. So Todd's already skipped ahead to the next question, but I wanted to ask you, what's your In my case, I could go sometimes like between gray Jedi or maybe light side, but it depends because I'm not like Blaze said, you know, I'm 100% completely. I respect the Jedi code, but I'm not too 100% sure about like me adhering to the practices. But that's just me. All right, so everyone's, what's your favorite character and your favorite movie and why?
Favorite character.
Ooh.
Important question: does it have to be canon or no?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Let's do both. It doesn't have to be, but you can give us both. I mean, because there's pretty interesting characters outside of the new canon, old canon. But yeah, go ahead. I was gonna talk about that later, but you know we'll get there. That's a good question, though.
That's a tough question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple. I don't know if a couple of them are canon or not, though.
Okay, that's fine. Throw them our way. Who's it?
Okay, so my favorite Jedi is Obi-Wan because he's just the best boy ever.
We have the same humor.
True.
Yeah, we do.
One and only.
That was
but the I don't know. Clone War, the original Clone Wars series wasn't canon, but the Clone Wars, the newer version, I say, the one that got that's like last season premiered.
Ah.
Is that I can't remember. Is that canon or not? I think it is. I'm not 100% sure though.
Yeah, it is.
It is
within Disney. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have all the clones from there. Like most of the clones in the Clone Wars were genuinely likable.
Yeah.
Like they always made me like always had cool moments as well, and they had massive clone battles, which are always amazing.
Oh, it was really good.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan, and then we have Boba Fett. I wonder if anybody here in Mexico has a kid named Obi-Juan. That would be interesting.
Oh my god. That kid would be. I don't know how I feel about him.
Right? Hey, no. Speaking of Obi's, I didn't know that. I just learned yesterday. Apparently, I saw in the tweet that Ewan McGregor's brother, it's in the Royal Air Force, and his nickname as a pilot, it's Obi-2. That's pretty fucking cool. That's fucking awesome. And there's a picture of both of them together in front of his brother's plane. I'm like, oh shit, this is legit.
Oh, I just rolled another character which I thought was pretty cool. Mandalorian season 1. What was his name? It was the Ognaut who Mando meets on Tatooine. Is it Tatooine? He meets him. What's his name?
Character played by
who? Was it?
It was. Might be that one. Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
The one that was always like, "I have spoken."
Yes.
Oh no! Yeah, right. I have spoken. Whatever happened to him? He didn't come back.
Well, yes.
I like these memes. Spider hasn't watched all of season 1. You're in for a treat, especially season 2.
I feel like season 1 was a lot of like filler type of stuff.
Right.
Kind of running back. And forth.
It was character building. I think that's the best way to. I think that's the best way to put it.
But
yeah,
like I tries to build characters first before it can actually make them good. It's like Riverdale was the exact same in season 1.
I think.
All right, we're not talking about that again yet.
That's a different podcast. That's a different episode. I feel like the Mandalorians like have spaghetti western, have an RPG. Like, hey, here's your side quest, and then you do those forever before you actually get to the main point. So you know, they kind of.
I would be less annoyed if the characters weren't great. I'd be more annoyed if the characters like weren't good, but the characters are always pretty good in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I can't think of any that I hated.
Yeah, me neither. All right. So, B, who's your favorite character? Before we jump
I think the one non-canon character that I can think of was Cartho Nassi, which was from KOTOR, and I just really liked that he had kind of like that sort of humor in a sense that he's very sarcastic and kind of, you know, very blunt, but also like funny at the same time.
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good character, actually. KOTOR was great.
There's also There was also the Star Killer from Force Unleashed, who is non-canon, but still pretty entertaining.
Those freaking games are amazing, dude.
They were really fun. They are currently my favorite Star Wars games.
They are.
I haven't finished Fallen Order, but that is on my playlist at some point, so that might change.
You really need to beat them, Star Killer. It's funny how like just the name came back on episode 7, you know, as that new base. I'm like, yeah, but those two games, Force Unleashed, yeah, they're
really fun, yeah.
I guess, but I won't get that to it later. Okay, favorite movie for everyone. I think. Blade, you have some info on this, right? Because we ran a poll and asked a lot of people.
Yes, but I won't be able to find yours. I think yours was it Empire? It was either Empire or Rogue One.
Mine was Empire, and Rogue One was also my top 3.
Yep.
B, I think yours was yours Empire as well. I know yours was quite a weird one, if I remember correctly.
What did I say? I was either probably Rogue One or like I like really the kind of standalone movies like Han Solo and Rogue One. But I don't know. I don't know.
Solo's the only
movie.
Solo's the only Star Wars movie I haven't seen yet.
It was a good one. A lot of people didn't like it, but I actually really enjoyed it as like a back.
I've heard like
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've heard mixed opinions about it. Usually when I hear mixed opinions, I usually tend to like the movie a lot more. So I'm like, it's pretty good.
Love them both. Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen. Hashtag yeah. Oh my god. All right, sir.
I don't have like a top 5 that Blade was asking for in his poll, hence why I didn't get back to him. But I have a top 3 though. My top 3 is Empire, Rogue One, and then Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is, in my opinion, the most underrated stuff.
The complete arc of Anakin going from Jedi to Dark Jedi in that movie.
That movie is actually pretty damn amazing.
As cringy as Hayden Christensen was in Attack of the Clones, he did much better in Revenge of the Sith. And
he would. Yeah,
watching that turn was like chilling.
But episode 3 was great.
Episode 3
I enjoyed that whole.
I think episode 3 and episode 5 are in my top 2. Whenever Star Wars goes dark, I notice they do a lot better. Like you think of A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, they were both okay. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, both okay as well. But Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One as well, that's another big one. They all stay with you forever because they do much darker things, and it sticks with you for much longer. Infinity War was the same with Marvel.
I think there's just a lot more like passionate in those movies because you see a lot more emotion in your characters.
Yeah, it shows really. I like that about them. So I think most people like the general consensus was like around those movies, right? Blade, that those made the top kind of. Or did you say that most films like split evenly? You said there were like at least 10 votes for each, or how did that work?
Each film got 10 votes, but the top 3 were Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, and Empire Strikes Back.
Rogue One was such a good movie.
And unfortunately,
go ahead.
I think I'm looking at the rankings again. Like some of these were undeserved. Like Force Awakens is below Last Jedi, which I don't agree with him whatsoever because I thought Force Awakens was pretty good.
Force Awakens below Last Jedi?
Yeah, like it was worse according to the general consensus.
Last Jedi was like my least favorite Star Wars movie ever.
Last Jedi was like the one where I thought I didn't enjoy that at all, and I can't remember anything. There was one good thing I remember about it, and it was the opening scene with like the space battle they had. That was pretty good. Apart from that, couple of meh bits.
It wasn't a little cringy with the jokes with that. Was it the Harry Potter guy? Wasn't he one of the twins, or am I wrong?
What's that story?
That intro scene, that first battle when they're like talking through the comms is Poe and that the guy from the not the New Empire. What do you call that? Isn't he one of the Harry Potter guys? He was one of the twins, right? Fred and George. I thought that part was like really cringy though. I remember seeing them in there. Yes,
I don't remember. I don't remember that at all. So I'm guessing. It was like a Mandalorian when I found out that Richard Ayoade played one of the characters. I generally just lost it. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it.
Yeah,
you know what? On because I know you asked me, Blade, if I knew that Richard Ayoade was in that, and I did. But it took me the second appearance of a character for me to realize who it was Bill Burr.
Really?
You guys know who Bill Burr is?
Yes, I know, and he comes back in season 2 though. He's really good in it.
Yeah, well, he was in. Yeah, so he came back in season 2, and that's when I was like, "Hey, that's Bill Burr." Hold on a second. You were in season
I've
1.
seen it before. Yeah. Also, Gina Carano's role is really good. I really like her on that show.
I think my biggest OMG drop dead favorite moment in Star Wars was when I think it was Captain Rex returned in Rebels.
I haven't really watched all the Rebels yet.
Yeah.
It's
that I really need to get into is the animated series because everyone always talks about all of them, and I haven't watched many
they're
of them.
good. They're good. They're not as they're in their own separate. Yes, these are good, but there are times where they're kind of fillery.
Yeah.
Rebels was like that quite a bit. Sometimes I remember watching it. I'm like, not really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. But all this stuff on what are we talking about? All this stuff on not Rebels, but the Clone Wars is pretty good. For example, how they developed the arc and the character of Ahsoka Tano, or the whole thing where Darth Maul comes back. Holy shit! Those things are pretty freaking good.
Ahsoka, in my opinion, is one of the better. Is one of the more perfect Jedi's.
She's considered
not
a gray Jedi, and
Yeah.
a lot of
she doesn't she's not one of those who doesn't show emotions. I don't show care in everyone else. No, she does. No, I don't want to see that in a Jedi. That's why I didn't like That's why I don't like Windu as much, because he's just kind of a meh Jedi. He does that.
he's very what's the word? Not loyal, but he follows the code.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true. I'm looking forward to Rosario Dawson's show, the standalone show for Ahsoka. Speaking of that one scene, Blade, that you were talking about, Last Jedi. Remember that tweet I sent you the other day? Because EA Star Wars tweeted out, it's like, hey, what's the best space battle in any Star Wars movie? And somebody tweeted, the battle to stay awake during The Last Jedi. I lost that when I read it.
That film.
Shots fired.
After the first scene where I was like, okay, this is starting out pretty good, I was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. Get it off my screen, please. Take the bad thing away.
Mommy, turn on the TV. You're right, Blade. No kidding. Quinn has a question. Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say Quinn has a question.
Yeah.
So
My
Quinn
list is
says that
Solo.
her list is Solo, Rogue One. Let other people talk too, Blade.
Sorry.
I'm
My
kidding.
hog. Kidding.
I mean, if you wanna hug the mic so much, man, put your camera on.
Hack you. Okay. Oh, face reveal. Face reveal.
All right. So she says her list is Solo, Rogue One, Phantom Menace, Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi. And since she's not a huge fan of Star Wars, she's wondering what we think of her list.
Solo and Rogue One were good movies, so I definitely agree with those two. Rogue One, as a standalone movie, considering it was one of the first standalone movies, right, that they released.
Yeah, the second one. One of the two.
Yeah. And I like that it tied together what happened between 3 and 4, right?
Yes.
So, and it just made it all make more sense. So
And then the way that the ending literally went right into the beginning of 4.
yeah.
That was awesome.
That hit me hard because I saw it in theaters and I'm like, oh my god, yes, Leia, this and that, right? And then I'm supposed to meet some other friends to watch it again, but next time I was watching it, that's when she, had to be in the hospital. She was fighting for her life. So I'm like, what the fuck? It hits you different. And then you see the second time, well, I hope she's okay. She's doing well. You see her again, but now you see her different because what's going on IRL. And then a year or two later, she dies. And I'm like, I felt so crushed. Awful timing, but yeah.
Yikes.
The Force now. I like your choices, Tori. The only one I don't enjoy is Last Jedi. Phantom Menace is a pretty interesting choice. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie for me. It's okay, but it's I like how it introduces Anakin at least, and the pod racing's amazing. So I don't know. I like your list. Like B said, Solo and Rogue One. Yep, pretty good. I enjoy them. Force Awakens is good in its own terms and its own merits, but I can see why everyone sounds like, oh my god, it's just a rehash of Episode 4 on steroids for nostalgia's sake. So I was like,
You can say that for all the sequel trilogy,
All
though.
of
The
recycled-
the issue that I had with The Last Jedi was that like Disney was allowing whoever was directing the movies 7, 8, and 9, they were allowing them to do what they wanted with the direction of the story. And so
God.
in The Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams, he was setting stuff up to be, like go moving forward, like who will raise parents and everything like that. There was a lot of open-ended questions he had left in there,
God.
and then whoever took it over in 8, he intentionally was undoing some of those things because he didn't want the story to go in that direction, and so there were some of the questions from 7 that he was literally just going, this doesn't matter. And that's one thing that I know, at least at the time, was pissing off a lot of Star Wars fans, like the more hardcore Star Wars fans. They were getting pissed that there was these questions from 7 that no longer mattered because of this new director. And then I was just talking to my friend Sam yesterday about Episode 9. He didn't really, him and his girlfriend didn't like Episode 9 at all because it was undoing what was going on in 8. And
I've heard that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was J.J. Abrams again directing 9, and he was trying to fix the shit that 8 undid from 7.
Exactly what it was.
Yeah, like everyone used to say on the prequels like how poor they were. At least they told like a complete story, and it was beginning to end. It filled all the interest, all the gaps it needed to. Was simple or effective.
The sequels trilogy was consistent. That's why more people like it over the new Disney stuff, I guess.
I didn't like this. I don't want to say I hated the sequel trilogy because it had something interesting and it just didn't work.
Sorry, I mean the prequel. Like it's more liked and better than the sequel. My bad. English is hard. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and the prequels were at least original as well. Like the sequel trilogy is pretty much just the originals but different characters.
I think B's been trying to jump in here.
Yeah.
Oh no,
exactly.
I was just gonna say that I really wanted to like the last 3 movies because I think it started off strong, but like you were saying, when they were so mixed with what they wanted and they had people, too many hands in the pot, basically, that it kind of just like lost its steam, basically. And I really didn't like how they tried to develop the characters, and then like some people got like pushed to the side and basically had no character growth after like the first movie or the first or second movie.
Like Rose?
Like Rose and Finn. Like Finn could have been a really amazing character, and like they even had him fight with Kylo, even though it was brief, like he still wielded a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And done something with that, but then like in the last movie, literally he just ran around like yelling Rey's name the whole time.
Yeah.
And they like tried, I mean, some people say they tried to like force a relationship with Finn and Rose, but I didn't really see that as much. But then I didn't like that they tried to make Rey and Kylo a thing, because the whole time they were trying to like build up that relationship. It seemed so confusing. I was like, do they like each other? Do they not like each other? Like they're talking through the Force. They're connected in some way that I guess that's what they were trying to do. But like in the end, if you haven't seen the movie, sorry, spoiler alert, when he like disappears and they like kiss right before that, I was like, where the hell did that come from? It doesn't make any sense.
Why was it needed?
I know that Queen really loves the Rey and Kylo romantic angle, because she just loves that kind of stuff in movies. The thing is, for me, I didn't really care for that either, and the reason why is because I always saw Kylo and Rey as being like on opposite sides of something, but they still at the same time had to coexist, kind of like Batman and Joker. Like there's always been a thing where like without the Joker there'd be no Batman, without Batman there's no Joker, and so they need each other to exist in order for them to exist. And that's the way I saw Kylo and Rey the whole time, and then they threw that love angle in there. I'm just like, oh really? Okay.
But I love stories too, Queen, but it just seemed like in how they set it up, it didn't really make sense that they ended up like together, because they're throughout the whole movies, like they were talking to each other and they had this like struggle between like, I guess a balance of between light and dark, but I never felt like they really connected in a sense like you would see an actual love story. And like I don't know. It just didn't seem like there was a good build up to that part, like to that point where they were actually like, you know, in love with each other or had some sort of like feelings. I just felt like it was forced, really. So.
Forced, I see that.
Yeah.
So then question. So with that, where they kind of like it just kind of came out of nowhere, they did kiss at the end, like even though there was like where was the build up for this? How do you like? I don't know exactly what question to ask with this, but I'm kind of curious on what you think about how they did that versus how they did it in Rogue One, where they built up the relationship between Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor, and then they didn't show a kiss at the end.
I like that better.
See, I wasn't sure whether or not you would consider it like to be like a romantic type of relationship or more of like a friendship type of relationship because I'd have to see it again and like really analyze it, I guess. But like I saw it more as them being like they're in this situation together. They've done so much like to save the planet, save the world, you know, all that sort of stuff. And that it's not necessarily that they really were romantically involved, but they just like had that care for each other, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. Alrighty. Well, a lot of different opinions here. I really like that. So what do you guys think? I don't know. What's your opinion on the whole direction that Disney's taking, and you know, the post-Disney acquisition era? Yeah, you guys happy with it? You think it would have been back before if Lucasfilm was never sold, or?
Hold on. Before we get into that,
Okay.
I have a question for you. Sorry, an answer for a previous question.
Okay.
Because we were talking about favorite characters, and Boba Fett's my favorite canon character. I wanted to just put out there my favorite non-canon character, Darth Bane.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody read his books.
No.
I haven't read them, but I know
The creator of the Rule of Two, the father of the Sith, pretty much. Non-canon, he's my favorite character by far.
Interesting.
Those books about him were just amazing.
I'm glad that you brought it up because I was gonna ask, you know, now that B said it, like about you guys, the whole balance of like, you know, there can't be Rey without Kylo and all that. I'm like, how does that actually fall into the actual canon? Because you know, the rule of two should always be a thing, and it seems like kind of you have here like masterless type of you Jedi or something like that. So it's like even like where both Rey and Kylo like its stand is confusing, like on their own. Like not just in their relationship, but like how do you go about like, you know, they kill the new villain, but then you know Kylo takes over, but then again he's not like the ruler because Palpatine's back, and then you know like you have Rey who's met Luke Skywalker, who's met Yoda, but instead she's not really like getting properly trained. She's kind of learning stuff about the Force on her own, so it's like, I don't know, like a lot of important windows that things that should be there within the canon. I was just thrown out the window. I'm like, I just let them develop powers on their own, whatever, you know, they'll figure it out. Just go, kids. I'm like, I don't know. Am I being too picky? Am I like looking too much into this, or?
I don't think so. I know one thing that annoyed me about the way that Disney, when they bought it, they went, okay, everything, like all those books that have already been released, they're non-canon now, unless we use any of it. Because one of the things that I felt was pretty important in the storyline of the Sith and the dark side, that is now non-canon, is that yes, there is like Darth Bane created the Rule of Two, but there were periods of time over history where the Rule of Two was thrown out, and there was like many masters, many apprentices similar to the Jedi Order, and then like. Obviously, like the rule with the Sith is like to become a master, you have to kill your own master. But like there was at least like more than just two people, and there were some very interesting eras in that. There was like a comic book era with like Darth Krayt, Darth Nihilus. I forget the actual name of those comics, but there was more than two Sith there. Out in the open, they weren't in hiding. They were just like, I mean, they weren't in hiding any more than Sith usually are, but like it wasn't a secret that they didn't exist. But now it's not canon. Now the Rule of Two is the only thing that really exists outside of just like who the Sith are themselves.
All right. Now, what do you have to say about regarding the old canon and all that legacy stuff? Revan. I think Revan's one of the most interesting ones.
Revan's considered non-canon, right?
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
under Disney. He was pretty good.
Gosh, Disney.
Yeah. The only knowledge I have of Revan is just from playing KOTOR. So that's.
I have no knowledge of.
I think you'll like what you see if you look him up. I mean, it's funny because there's great things coming out of like the Disney Campbell of good Star Wars stories. Like you have Mandalorian, you have Rogue One, you have Solo. So it's like if you can deliver products like that, and you know the future with Ahsoka and everything else looks promising, why do you actually have to mess with the main line? You know, I think it's like back to what Tuck said, because like you know, like if you let one person, or at least one group of people, work in the trilogy as a whole, you know, so there's consistency for just for the sake of keeping the main stuff within the canon or whatever. I think it would have been more. I don't know, like it would have been more cohesive, so to speak, and it would have made sense. But it's like, hey, let's have this guy come in and do that, and he doesn't like that, so the new guy will change it back. And it's like, oh wait, we're gonna have to retcon things, so never mind, haha, we're just kidding. It's like, I think that ruined, part of like the sequel trilogy. So I mean, I don't know.
I think that kind of eliminated the reason why they made all the books that were previously written non-canon, because they wanted not only to be able to do what they wanted with that timeline themselves, but also they wanted to make sure that there was nobody stepping on the feet of anybody else that was putting any of that story in there in the canon version. But then they go 7, 8, 9, 8 stepping on the feet of 7, and then it's just like, so part of the reason for making those legends instead of canon, it just completely wiped away.
Those books and comics were so good. All right, speaking of other stuff that are... Oh, go ahead, Blade.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, like in episode 7, episode 7 and 9, we obviously had like the legends. Like, well, the main question was who were Rey's parents, or at least to her anyway. Oh. And we got 2 different answers, didn't we? Eventually, like one said they were nobody, and then another said they were somebody, and then it all kind of went pear-shaped, and suddenly Palpatine was their grandfather. Which made no sense because, as far as I'm aware, Palpatine never had a love interest.
Right?
That we know of.
Because Kylo is the one who said that her parents were nobody. But I'm pretty sure that was... I mean, it was literally just to hurt her in that time, because he was trying to turn her dark side, and if he angers her enough, then that's going to begin to happen.
Boy.
So...
There were no pairs in Star Wars.
What?
So obviously that one is obviously like wasn't supposed to be taken at face value, but I agree it's still confusing on who.
It was really. I'm still like trying to work out. I don't want to say I hate Rey as a character, but she wasn't great compared to Luke and Anakin.
I feel like they try to like draw parallels between a lot of characters, like how Rey was similar to Luke, and like, he didn't know who his family was, she didn't know who her family was, and like they tried to kind of like build them up so that they had similar like backgrounds, and then when they like later on met, that they would have that like kind of connection. But I don't know if they did it really thoroughly well. So.
No, I agree with you. Like that was the intention, but then it's like, just the side or something. So
there wasn't that dramatic "I am your father" moment. So
I know, and we wanted to know, So it's like now Ahsoka has better character development, and Rey's just
seriously,
like, hey, I learned how to use this Force all of a sudden. Woohoo! That's what that line at oh god, I don't know if I should say this because it's like a spoiler, but at some point somewhere, in the new Disney stuff, not gonna say where, Luke Skywalker says that talent without training is nothing. And when I read that, I was like, oh! It's like, I'm not going to say it's Rey, but I think we'll know like what we were talking about. I was like, snap, man, shots fired. That made me really happy. Oh, God. Okay, now that we're getting involved in other things, going outside the movies and all that, what's your favorite video game? I have 2. For the old games, mine's like the pod racing one, Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer, which I bought again for the Switch. I love that game. And for new games, I really like Jedi Fallen Order. I think it's great. What's your favorite Star Wars games? It could be old, new, canon, non-canon, whatever. Just
I really like the Fallen Order. Like that was a good Or was yeah.
right?
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Yes, Lego Star Wars.
The best Lego game ever made, and still to this day.
Those Lego
Until
games.
Skywalker comes out, anyway.
Queen says Battlefront, Star Wars game she's played, I think.
Oh, you
Yeah,
played
as a
Queen?
first-person shooter type of person, like having a Star Wars Battlefront was pretty fun. But I know that EA had its issues with microtransactions.
Yeah, as long as you ignore all the microtransactions and stuff.
That's for next week. We'll deal with that next week.
Exactly, this next
Okay,
week.
so my favorite older game is Shadows of the Empire.
Oh, bro.
Nintendo 64.
Yes.
The book was amazing. The game was amazing. That whole storyline was amazing. Damn it for being a legend now. In between that and what my favorite newer game is a game that no longer is supported, Star Wars Galaxies, the first Star Wars MMORPG.
Oh.
And then, like everybody else, the newer favorite game is Fallen Order.
Fallen Order does look pretty good, and I will play it at some point.
Right here.
Calvin.
Nice, dude. Yo, can I borrow that? I'm kidding.
Sure. I'll send it to
I think it's on
you.
Game Pass.
Mail it overnight. Yeah, it's they're adding it back, I think. Yeah, it's on Game Pass with EA Access, right?
Finish it, Clay. It's so good.
I'll ship it. Right. Yes, Clay, you love it. Oh,
It was
God.
hard. Kind of gave me like Dark Souls vibes at times.
Ooh.
You
Dark Souls.
died. Dark Souls is going
It's not
to
quite that
right
hard,
now.
but you know.
I'd see the similarities. I agree with B. Not gonna lie.
What is everyone?
What's up, Lee?
I was gonna say, what is everyone's like favorite scene from a Star Wars movie? Because I have a couple which I want to talk about, but I'll let someone else go first, real quick.
Ooh, one scene that I enjoyed was, I think it was in 3, when they're like, the bounty hunter was coming to assassinate Padme, and like they have to like fly through the city in their like hovercrafts or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they actually.
Oh, that was
That's
two.
nice.
Episode
That's
two.
Where Anakin
Good.
just like jumps out the thing and he's like, "I'm going for it." I'm like, okay.
I know everyone's like, oh, not again.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
It's like, how
Hates
often
when he
does
does
that happen? How are you never prepared for this, Obi-Wan?
Exactly. Should know
That
better.
wacky Anakin back at it again.
like you had one job. Never mind. Get it? No? Don't crowd? Okay. I love watching that in the theaters. That was a great scene.
I've got a couple. One of them has already been mentioned when Finn actually used the lightsaber to fight Kylo Ren.
Oh,
That was pretty
That
cool.
was
that
a
cool.
pretty badass scene in my opinion.
Yeah.
Another pretty badass scene was Yoda fighting Count Dooku in episode 2.
I love that. I love that.
He
duel.
dropped his robe and he starts jumping around all over the place.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. The best scene in my opinion is at the end of Rogue One. Darth Vader going down the hallway.
Yes, that scene is
dude,
amazing.
Yes, that gave you goosebumps. That right there was like
That is my favorite. I think that's
I
probably my
love
favorite scene in a Star Wars movie.
That is my favorite scene in any Star Wars movie.
Fuck yeah. No, that.
So it just showed how much of a bamf Vader is.
That was the best fan service ever. So if you love that, you
Yes,
really need to
it's-
play.
Yeah, I never.
You know what I really like? Well, it really still gives me the chills to this day. When you hear, and this is one of my favorite pieces ever. Besides the main theme and besides the Imperial March, I love the Duel of the Fates. So that one fight with
That is-
Darth Maul, holy fucking shit! Best thing in episode 1, hands down.
I have one for each episode actually. Really. So episode 1 is the. My favorite scene in episode 1 is probably the pod race scene, just because of how fast paced it is and like how much action it is. Like it's a pod race and it's just people racing in superpowered like hovercrafts, but it's still fun. Episode 2, it's the battle on Geonosis because
Oh yeah.
let's be honest, who doesn't love that scene? It is just. It made, like seeing that many, everyone says like seeing that many Jedi go on screen at the same time and just beat the shit out of a ton of robots. It's just so much fun to watch.
It is cool.
Episode 3, it's Anakin versus Obi-Wan. the best duel ever in Star Wars.
All the time.
I have the high ground.
It has the best quotes, and it just has the best scenes.
You were a brother to me, Anakin. You were supposed to destroy the Sith. Not join them. I love that. No, dude, those three were amazing. Not gonna lie, I agree with Blaze side choices in there. I don't know why episode 2 got so much hate. I actually enjoyed it in theaters. I wish
because Anakin is so creepy.
Well, Anakin, what everything else about it's like
take out Anakin. It's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Remove Hayden Christensen.
It sucks that you have to say that, but yeah. But he's coming back though, so Disney found a way.
Hopefully he's learned his lesson. Like he wasn't bad in Revenge of the Sith.
And I have a question about that when we do get to it, because I did read B's list that she posted in the Discord. So when we get to it, please remind me of the whole Hayden Christensen thing, so I remember my question.
Okay.
Will do.
Kristen Stevenson. Wait, never mind.
Okay, so my question is.
I said that wrong. Sorry.
All right, screw it. Segue. Okay, so let's just go into that now then.
Ooh.
So you said, B, your note said that it's the story is supposed to be with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor coming back 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
Now my question is, at the end of Revenge of the Sith, we saw Anakin get turned into Darth Vader. So is Hayden Christensen supposed to be in the Vader suit for whatever the story is?
It seems like he's going to be playing Vader, because I know like in the original trilogy it was a different guy in the suit and the voice was different, but I don't know if he's actually going to be in it or what exactly they're doing with that.
Well, the guy that was in the suit recently passed away.
Yeah, he died in 2020.
But then, so it's just the part, because it still would confuse me if Hayden Christensen is in the suit, because I mean, is Hayden Christensen just going to be the body in the suit, because James Earl Jones is still alive and should be doing the voice of Vader?
Absolutely. He just turned 95 by the way.
Yeah, that I don't know. They probably just the same voice actor, but they didn't say when I was saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just Hayden Christensen's role in 10 years after Revenge of the Sith just confuses me. So I am interested in finding out more about that as it becomes available.
Holy shit, he's 90 and he's still acting. Wow.
Yep.
That's incredible.
You guys know he is also Mufasa, right?
Mufasa.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, he did play Mufasa.
Yeah, that's him.
Listen, whenever I hear actors and like I reference them to other like TV shows and movies, I always have like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I had it the other night with the guy from In-Betweeners playing on Bob the Builder at the same time.
Oh. I remember that. That's one of our
that was
by the way.
I was like, oh my god, how was that a thing?
Yeah, from the other night, I want to know how you don't know who Wilmer Valderrama is.
Right?
That's what I want to know.
I
You don't know who Fez is? Come on.
I say good day.
No, I don't.
Good day.
B, did you say you don't know who he is either?
I may not. See, I'm not good with names. I'm good with faces.
It's Fez.
Fez from that 70s show?
Oh, okay, yes. I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
She knows.
I never watched it because it was the 70s.
Oh my god, Blade, I swear.
And just to appease to Queen in the chat, he's also Nick Torres in NCIS.
NCIS, yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff.
NCIS.
She's like, yes.
Yes, Queen.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's make it a thing.
Heck yes.
Oh god.
All right, so B, do you want to go over some of the other stuff you had on that list?
Yeah, sure. I'll have to find it real fast. Let me bring it up.
Yeah, same one.
There is quite a few stuff.
Boba Fett was the big one, wasn't it? Like I saw there was like a Boba Fett movie or something.
Oh, I can't fucking wait.
December.
Oh my god.
But yeah, they actually told us about that at the end of Mandalorian season 2, when he sits down in. Is it actually Jabba the Hutt's like throne, or is it his like underling's throne, basically?
When was Mandalorian set? That's the thing I still don't know.
But
wait, hold on. Was there an after credit scene at the end of the last episode?
Really?
Um,
Yes.
I just watched the last episode right before this freaking podcast.
Okay.
I did not sit around for the credits.
It's like 1 or 2 minutes,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah.
right at the end, that's when they say
Spoilers.
Book of Boba Fett coming in 2022, or in 2021. Sorry,
Yeah, in December.
later this
Alright.
year.
I'm about to lose my shit.
You need to watch
But yeah,
that.
I don't know if we'll know the exact story or anything, but it is coming out. So.
Boba Fett.
I'm trying to find your notes.
But the
I've
other
got them up here right now.
in 2021 is the Bad Batch, which is actually a group of Republic stormtroopers that they introduced in the animated series
Yeah.
of Clone Wars.
Echo's in that, isn't he?
I want to watch
But-
that. That looks interesting. Sorry, B, go ahead.
Very good. I was asking what Blade had asked.
So in Clone Wars, there was a set of clone troopers called Domino Squad, which you follow throughout the series. And they're first introduced like very early, I think it's like episode 5 of the series. And after it, 2 survive. Like I think there was like 5 of them to begin with. 2 of them survived, and there's like an attack. One was Fives, who died during Clone Wars, and the other was Echo, who was thought dead but was actually returned in the last season.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he was like modified to be like a he was like modified to be like a droid. He like droid like features on his body now, and he stayed with the Bad Batch afterwards. After like, their mission was complete.
Oh, that's not gonna work. I see.
So yeah, so I'm guessing Echo might be making a return.
Okay.
Cool.
That makes sense. Clay said, beginning 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi and the fall of the Galactic Empire, that's when you fit in the Mandalorian. That's very true.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I didn't know if it was before episode 4 or after episode 6. I knew it was in between that time frame though.
Well,
So
what else
the
is in the
next
What,
future?
Mandalorian?
Yeah,
You were confused about where the Mandalorian landed?
Yeah.
he was.
The outfit of Luke in the last
Perfect.
episode should have been able to tell you, to be honest.
True.
Well, I haven't watched season 2 yet, but I was more than happy to watch that. Hear that?
yeah.
I am so sorry.
How dare
It's
you?
I was gonna
I
say,
am
well,
so sorry.
I knew going into this there was going to be a spoil. I knew going into this there was going to be spoilers because Mandalorian was just what everyone was talking about. I did kind of know that Luke was going to make an appearance in it. I just didn't know how or where.
Can we talk about that afterwards though? Because I have a question about
sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So, and continuing with our what's coming out
Spoiler house.
is Andor, which is going to follow Cassian Andor's story from Rogue One. It's going to take place before that movie, so it's kind of giving his like background story. And
I'm interested in that story.
Alright.
I like that character.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'll be interested to see what they do with that. The other big one that's coming out is the Obi-Wan Kenobi in next year that we were talking about before. So yeah, it does have Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen coming back, set 10 years before Revenge of the Sith. And I looked it up and it said 9 years before the following movie, which was escaping me at the moment. So
Where?
A New Hope.
Good.
yes, I hope 9 years before that.
Star Wars fan, by the way, guys.
I know.
Oh my God, Clay. I mean, Blade.
Calm down, Blade.
Be nice to our guests, okay?
We invited her on here for this reason.
We're gonna replace you so fast, dude.
We already have right here. Welcome to
Yeah, it's my last episode.
Looking for new host, let's use webcam.
Yeah, this is Blaze Go Away episode. Thank you for your
This
service.
is my farewell.
Jedi Fallen Soldier. No, I'm kidding.
He wishes.
Only Blade Steel and Absolutes. Wait, never mind.
That makes no sense.
Exactly.
Uh,
I'm the second Brit. Oh my God, Clay. It's like blame me for. I'm sorry. No, it's not because you're Brit. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
wow.
My brain's still working properly
Wow,
right now.
wow,
I'm so
wow,
sorry,
wow.
brother.
Wow.
What are you
Wowzy.
talking about? I said I'm sorry for the spoiler.
Yeah.
What?
No,
Yeah, yeah.
Because I meant to like
Oh.
blame Blade for something, but I said Clay first, and I was like, oh shit, that's why you know.
Oh, got it.
yeah, you're
No,
fine.
you
You're fine,
know what you meant. You know what you meant.
You don't know the power of the dark side. Shut up. No, I'm kidding.
You're right, I don't.
We have cookies.
Right? Lots of cookies.
And Jack.
Care to check your midichlorian count there, buddy? Seems slow a little bit today. Might need the
Don't even
sugar
get me
from those
started on
cookies.
fucking midichlorians.
I know. I figured you
I had a
were triggered
drink.
by that.
Oh, one of the things about episode 1 that I absolutely can't stand, the freaking midichlorian bullshit.
Yeah, that was kind of like, midichlorians, really?
That was interesting.
And chocolate shot? Like, we've never heard of this. We never heard of it in episode, like... We never heard of it in episode 4, 5, and 6, and it was just... You could sense it in them, essentially.
Chaos.
I got food.
Hey, Chaos.
What's that?
He said hi.
Hello. Hola, señor Caos. I don't know.
Greetings.
Yeah, Tox, you
Konnichiwa.
had a question about the movie, right?
Yeah.
I already asked
Kenobi show.
how Anakin was going to be in that with
Oh, okay.
it being 10 years old.
I would imagine it would just be Anakin in the... It would be Hayden Christensen in the suit.
I assume.
Maybe like disembodied... Maybe like it's...
It's got to be flashbacks, in my opinion. There's got to be flashbacks.
Yeah, I was thinking like... Or like... Obi-Wan's hearing voice in his head, like, it's to reflect on his failure.
Ah.
Yeah, that could be it too. I mean, those are the only two things that would really make sense for me. Just
Yeah.
Is-
It's like, we've all been like... It's like the Spider-Man thing. We've all been seeing the new MCU Spider-Man movie. Like, we've seen like a ton of actors return from this, like, from different eras of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I mean, I have no idea what that's going to be about. We're guessing Into the Spider-Verse, sort of, in real life.
Oh, yep.
Could be.
So there's gonna be two: the animated one, and then the live-action Spider-Verse. And somewhat they're gonna be able to fit that in with the MCU as well. With you know what? Never mind. That's a whole different episode because
Okay.
I'm gonna start getting into
We'll talk
Doctor
about that later.
Strange and WandaVision stuff, but that's a different show. So we're gonna have an episode on the on All Things Marvel. Just stay tuned, and we'll
Yeah.
post it whenever.
I'm not going to ask you guys to rank your Marvel movies, by the way, because that would just take way too long to create.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right? It was already hard with all the Star Wars films as it is.
There was I took 13 Star Wars movies and put them into a flipping table. I wish I could share it with you.
I'd like to see your table because you asked like over 50, 60 people for about a span of 2 weeks.
I'll show you my table.
Oh,
Oh, I hit the wrong... Oh,
Put it on,
sorry.
turn your
Face
camera
reveal.
on and show it.
right?
Right.
Just go live, man. I mean, come on.
Let me see if I can do it.
Dun, dun, dun,
Well,
dun,
while he does that, I'll give you some honorable mentions that they talked about too. So, some other releases that they don't have any dates for or much information is The Acolyte. Ahsoka's gonna have one.
right.
Rangers of the New Republic. They're thinking about doing a Lando one. They don't know who's gonna actually do it, original Lando or
Danny Glover.
yeah,
Mm.
or him. And then they have this really interesting one that is called Vision, and it's actually 10 short films that are going to be created by anime directors.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, which I think is really interesting because I don't know what exactly they're going to do with that, if they're going to do it like an animated series, or I'm assuming it is, but
You know what? The first thing that came to mind when I saw that one, I'm like, is that gonna be like the Animatrix? Because I really like the Animatrix. I don't know.
I've just posted the table in the Discord chat, so you can have a look if you want.
Ooh, Discord.
So
Let's see.
So basically, what we're looking at right now is these are all like the columns are each represent a movie. So, for example, the first one's Phantom Menace, second one's Attack of the Clones, third one's Revenge of the Sith, and so on. Going on to like everyone's like, I think Rogue One was the last one I put in,
This is pretty.
and
elaborate.
basically, whenever I ask someone's top five, I would give them the top five would be each assigned to a number. So, for example, like the rank 1 got 5 points, rank 2 got 4 points, rank 3 got 3 points, and then so on. And then I essentially put all my data into a table and then summed it up. And then I eventually got, I'll quickly just show you this,
Yes, please.
which was, oh, whoops, hold on a second, let me just get a clip of it.
numbers.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun typing all that in. It was the easiest way I can think of at the time, and then I eventually got this, which was the final rankings of like what scores for each one got.
Mm-hmm.
You
And can I
share
just
your
say,
screen.
I wish I knew that.
Oh. Advanced Excel, it'll save your life. Trust me.
But essentially, what I really hate this, but
What
So
do they
actual-
mean? Sorry.
what's the name? Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah. So when I eventually tallied all these up, Empire Strikes Back had 69 votes,
Ooh,
and
nice.
I hadn't counted D's votes, so I had to move it. I couldn't give it 69 votes. I was so upset. D, you ruined it.
Oops, as usual. You're welcome.
Classic D.
Definitely
But yeah,
that one.
actually, but yeah, you can't see it right now. But actually, Solo got very little votes, and then Rise of Skywalker got.
Such a good movie, though.
Yeah, why the hate? I don't know.
I don't get it either. Yeah,
I can't believe Last Jedi ranked higher. I
can't believe it. I can't believe it did either. I'm surprised it got that many votes. I'm like thinking
They were so happy it was over.
Can you imagine if they were to retcon all that? It's like, kidding. Here's
Yeah,
the
it's like-
trilogy.
just playing you guys.
We'll just send it back with all the legacy stuff with the older books, you know. I don't know. So wait, B, about the shows we were talking about, Mandalorian's supposed to, you know, kind of like intertwine with Ahsoka, and then some of the show, like the three of them, the Book of Boba Fett, like they're gonna see each other's characters in there back and forth, and they're gonna build up some bigger arc. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if I should say this or not. I guess I should. I mean, what's that book you have back there next to you? Care to elaborate on that book? Talks about that certain individual.
This one right here,
Yeah, because I think that this whole thing of the new arc of
Grand
TV
Admiral
shows,
Thrawn,
that's where
Grand Admiral
that's where
Thrawn,
they're
the
heading.
greatest
Yes.
chits ever.
That's where Disney's heading, if I'm not mistaken. I want you guys to let me know what you think. What's your opinion? Where do you think this is going, or what would you like to see instead? If you were
By the
writing
way,
yourself.
by the way, humble brag. This is written by Timothy Zahn, and it's autographed by Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, I see you have your Chloe Grace in there. I have this one's Ken Liu, but that one's also the one on Leia. This is all Luke, the whole Legends of Luke Skywalker, and the one about Leia, Princess of Alderaan. That's all Claudia Gray as well. That she wrote the one you have next to it, the Lost Stars. I love that. I almost thought that Squadrons was gonna based on Lost Stars, but no, it's not. It's kind of similar, but different in its own way. But yeah, it's a whole different story. So
And then she's got that New Republic book
That's
coming
true.
out in
yeah,
at the beginning of February.
the February 2nd.
February 2nd. I forget. Is it the Lost Stars? No, not. No, this is Lost Stars. What's that one?
It's here. I can't believe like you actually got the hardcover pre-order. I can't get it anywhere.
Yeah, I got it pre-ordered. I'm freaking excited as hell.
I'm
just
gonna have
can't remember
to
the
get
name
the
of it
Kindle
right now.
version first and then physical because I want to read it day one too. I'm trying to help you here. I sent that to Em like the other day because she was asking me about stuff like that too. Where's my stuff? I know it's on my wish list somewhere. Damn it, Amazon. All right, so
Queen, help me out. What was the name of that book?
I know some of the comic books already started coming out, but I'm not too familiar yet with where the High Republic is going. So I don't know if anybody can help us in chat.
Into the Dark.
Oh yeah, Into the Darkness.
Thank you, Queen.
Classic save.
Thank you, Queen.
Thanks, Queen. Save the day as always.
Queen
my copy,
music,
Queen?
saving the day.
Oh god, she has her own theme music now.
Blake just created a jingle for her.
Yeah.
That's
What are you gonna say?
that's
Save
actually going to
the
be the
day.
segue into our new show. There's actually going to be the segue into our new show, Queen Music, Savior of the Night.
Right. Yeah. Symphony of the Queen. No, but that's to Castlevania now.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
Heck yeah. Oh,
Look at me saying
Queen
it for 2
says
reasons
stop
to get
spoiling
in.
her.
Jesus. B, if I'm right, I think there were other future projects that seem pretty interesting on your list. What else do you,
Yeah.
what else is coming up our way?
There's only one other one, and it's Rogue Squadrons. There's not much information about it,
True.
but it is one of the first movies of the series, I guess, to be filmed by a female director. That's the only interesting
That's
information.
interesting.
Not
It's
just
about damn time.
any, but this is gonna be Patty Jenkins, right? From
Yes.
Wonder Woman fame. That's
Yes,
gonna be
yep.
good. Also,
Oh,
another
there's
thing I
gonna be
liked
so
about
many-
that. Oh, sorry, Blake.
There's going to be so many cringy, like, male views, like, oh, a female can't direct Star Wars.
Oh god.
My neck goes up to my waist.
Just group that in with all the
Tears.
fans that do nothing but shit on everything new that comes out for Star Wars.
Yeah. At
They
least
can't
give
be
it a
satisfied.
chance.
They really can't.
You can't.
They can't.
That's not my Star Wars, goddammit! I'm like, yeah, alright, Grams, calm down, take a
Wait,
pill.
now there's a black Star Wars lightsaber crystal that glows white around the edges.
What?
The dark saber.
I know. It's like,
I guarantee there was
That's not
someone that was
Star
like,
Wars.
"This is stupid. It's called a lightsaber. No, it's dark saber. That's stupid."
you whippersnappers wouldn't identify a freaking lightsaber if it stabbed you in the face. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
What is this cringy CGI? Where are my practical effects that look like shit after 2 years?
Yoda doesn't move that fast. Why is he jumping? He's my age. I don't know.
Wasn't that actually friendly? Just used the force to jump? Wasn't that
He's
the whole
my
thing?
age, 900 years old. He's
Sure.
my age.
Exactly, right? Maybe that's how they feel on the inside. I don't know. Sorry.
It's-
Stupid now.
We're just shitting on everyone right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, just like, first give it a try and then you talk about it, right? You can just like judge it and criticize it if you haven't even like given it a fair chance. I don't know.
Star Wars fan podcast. Well, fuck Star Wars fans.
like that.
Kidding.
Willie, the general Willie meme. It's like fucking kids. Everything like ruins Star Wars. Like Disney ruined Star Wars. The fandom ruined Star Wars. Like Star Wars ruined Star Wars. What was it? I don't know. The fandom ruined Star Wars. Some shit like that. I don't know. It was so stupid. Now I'm looking forward to that movie to see what Patty Jenkins does because I like her work with the original Wonder Woman and like it's funny that you brought up the old N64 games because we had Shadows of the Empire there and Rogue Squadron, but this is gonna be nothing like it. It's gonna be a brand new, completely original Rogue Squadron story. So I don't see the spin that she gives to that particular arc. So it's gonna be good.
I saw a little like snippet of an interview that she did, and she was saying that I believe her father was part of the Air Force, and that she took a lot of inspiration from like that experience that she had growing up watching her father fly planes.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sorry, speaking of the Star Wars games, do you guys remember the Star Wars Connect game that came out?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I do.
One of the best Star Wars games, but also one of the worst at the exact same time, just because of motion controls on the Kinect.
And the dancing, like
The
the controls
Galactic
that
Dawn,
you can do
the best thing ever.
I like
That
the
was-
worst part, but the Just Dance aspect of it was like, what? Sorry, V, go ahead.
I was gonna say they did a dancing scene in KOTOR that was probably one of like the funniest things that you had to do. Like you went to like a cantina and there was some lady there that was dancing. She had to impress the some guy in the crowd. He was like somebody with money, and she was like, "I don't have my partner's not here. I need a dance partner." And you like have to follow her moves or like do stuff. And yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
I like it when a game can just do that and just be like itself rather than just follow this exact like storyline. Just be written, have some fun with yourself when you're making this game.
Mhm.
True.
D, I know that you like fighting games. I'm curious. Did you enjoy Masters of Terrace Cussy?
I didn't get to play it, but I saw the footage and I think I would have. If anything, I've been asking for a new one. I hope they do that again. Unfortunately, I didn't have the console for it back then, so no. But I want to give it a try. So if they were to make that
Okay.
thing, yeah. What was your opinion on it? Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. It wasn't like I wouldn't really like rank it as like the best of those types of fighting games that I had played. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was
New,
decent for
there were
that.
like new characters in there that I just didn't even know who the hell they were.
Oh yeah. Wait, this was still on their old Lucas Arts, right? Apparently, like I didn't know this, but somewhere between 1997 and 2002, there were at least 25 to 27 licensed Lucas Arts Star Wars games just thrown around that whole time, and I wasn't even aware of that. So now it's funny that Disney's bringing back the gaming side of things because they always outsource games to everyone else. It's like, oh, this studio will do this part, and this studio will do Lego, and this studio will do the Kinect and the one with the toys and all that. So now that they're trying to rebrand everything under Lucasfilm Games, it's kind of interesting because now they're working with all their IPs. It's like, yes, we're still gonna have Star Wars games, not just under EA, but great studios like Massive and published by Ubi and all that, which I'm looking forward to. I'm excited about that. But now they're bringing other Lucas IPs like indie and stuff, so that's gonna be interesting. At least like I'm happy that everyone other than EA and their studios are gonna give it a try. Yes, I'm really happy with the work of Respawn, but this will only make things more interesting because I think if there's competition and variety, the ones that will be winning will be us, the fans. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm still really excited that Star Wars 1313 was canceled. The Boba Fett game,
dude. Yes.
I'm still so bummed that got canceled.
That one was gonna.
I think the
resurface. I think the biggest game I'm excited for is, sadly enough, Lego Skywalker Saga, just to see where that goes. I'm not going to look forward to perfecting it because I've perfected every Lego Star Wars game I've played at least one time. But Lego Skywalker, I think it's going to be the worst to perfect because I get the feeling it's just going to be a lot of gameplay hours put into it. And that's just completely like the main hub story stuff, and then I have to go to do the actual campaign. God knows what's going to be in there.
Hey, they even give Star Wars a new Christmas special. Have any of you ever seen like the OG holiday special? I haven't, but I've heard about it. I've
heard things about it, and I've heard some things about it. I don't want to think about them, but there are things.
I've seen many things, horrible things. I don't know. I haven't watched a new one yet. Sorry,
I think M watched it. That was on actually M's top 5.
Oh.
Which got respected. Got respect for putting something on there.
Caravan of Courage was dire. Huh.
I never played it, or watched it, or.
I don't think I've heard of that either.
Well, what are some of those characters that you love to hate? Now, I don't know why they just popped into my mind, but
that you love to hate.
Yeah, like the ones that I get a lot of hate the most, for example, like what are we talking about?
Jar Jar. Yes.
Thank you. Jar Jar. That was the tip of my tongue.
Oh my gosh.
Kid Anakin was pretty annoying.
I think it's so funny that they were trying to set him up to be like a Sith warlord.
Oh yeah,
and everybody hated him so much.
Jar Jar, greatest fan theory ever.
That was pretty cool. Can you imagine that was a thing? Misa is the Senate.
Misa, he's to kill you.
Yes, Jesus Christ!
He was such an interesting character. I kind of liked him, but at the same time, I can see how he was definitely annoying as a character.
Jar Jar Blade.
I'm just trying to think now. What are the main characters I hated? I suppose
back there, her nickname is Dardar because of Jar Jar.
Darling.
Her name is Darlin, but my nickname for her is Dardar because of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh my god! No! Just
she's goofy as fuck.
Show her. Well, goofy punk. You were saying, Blaine, that what was yours?
The characters from Rebels, like a couple of them, got on my nerves. Whoops.
Nope.
A couple of characters from Rebels got on my nerves quite a bit because they were just. I don't know, they weren't interesting, or I didn't like watch them. I didn't enjoy watching them, or enjoy what they were doing, or they just got far too annoying. The big one I think for me was the droid. I can't remember his name now. Chopper or something like that, I think it was.
Oh, the droid
Rebels.
Oh
yeah, Chopper. Yeah.
No, he just got like R2. Like I thought R2 was a bit annoying. No, Chopper took the cake for being really annoying.
How is R2 annoying?
Right?
I don't know. I just don't like R2. Okay, I'm not a massive fan of him.
I think C-3PO was annoying just because he was always complaining about stuff.
Yeah, but that's what made him funny. I can laugh at that.
I think K2SO was funnier. I really like
that. That was Rogue One, wasn't it?
Oh, speaking of, he's gonna show up again in that Andor TV show or movie, whatever they're making it into. He's supposed to be in there.
Yes.
Cool.
K2SO. But
I think the
see Jin, right? Oh, sorry, Blake.
I don't know.
I think the stormtroopers were a bit annoying as well because they're supposed to be this like elite sort of army that no one can stop. They never killed a single person, as far as I'm aware. I think they may have like 2 kills.
That's funny. I mean, that's
Is Alan Tudyk supposed to still be playing the voice of K2SO?
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good choice.
Yeah, come over here so we can get your face on the camera, darling.
Come on, Dar Dar.
Here. There's Darling right there.
Dar
Oh,
Dar.
there she is. Hey.
All right, you can go lay back down now.
No, those are the dogs.
Okay.
Last podcast had cats. This one has dogs.
Right? There you go.
The animals take over.
Heck yeah.
I still want that to be a thing. I still want to be a podcast where we just sit the animals down in front of our desk and let them talk while we just go into our own thing.
Yeah, let's just take the mic. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Help.
They should do that thing where people put like their dog in like a hoodie or something and they control like their arms and stuff, but it's just their face.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That sounds rude.
I recently watched an old SNL skit with that.
Oh god. Wow.
It's like, holy crap, the dog solved a Rubik's Cube.
I'm amazed. More than
That
that.
wacky dog.
All right, so here's a big question. How and when did you get into Star Wars? Who introduced you into it? What was your first experience, movie, story, whatever?
I'm great so far.
We also want to hear from the chat too, so they can all share your experiences.
I guess shall I go first, I guess?
Sure.
For it.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
So I got into Star Wars from the Lego Star Wars game, the original one on PlayStation 2.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, gaming pretty much got me into Star Wars. Little fun fact
How
here.
were you, by the way?
I was. When did the original come out? When the original video game came out? It was like 2005.
That's for 3. That's when episode 3 came out, 2005.
Yeah, but they came out around the exact same time because I remember the trailer with hyped it up as well.
Oh, wait, you actually got to see New Hope when it first released. That is awesome. I'm jealous, not gonna lie. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it came out in 2005. I think I was around 6 or 7 when I first played that game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had, like playing a game. And I was like, okay. And then my mum said to me, like, you need to watch the movies. I'm like, okay. We had episode 4, 5, and 6. I watched them and I was instantly hooked on them.
Hell yeah. Good.
And also, obviously, I got the original trilogy as well. I played through all that.
I have a question for Redding in the chat. Did it throw you off once they started, adding numbers and be like, "Hey, guess what? New Hope." All of a sudden, it's episode 4.
I remember that.
I mean, wasn't A New Hope originally just put out there as Star Wars? It wasn't.
It was, yeah. It was.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be a sequel.
It was just Star Wars, and they're like, episode 4, New Hope.
No, I think episode 5 was when it got named, and then A New Hope was revealed at episode 4.
I thought they got numbers once the 20th anniversary rolled around and they did their remaster with the new scenes in 1997. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The special edition? No.
I thought that's when they said, hey, you know what? This is going to be in the middle because we're going to do a prequel trilogy starting in 1999 with episode 1. But, sorry, go ahead. I mean, I thought that's what it was.
Oh, yeah, we're in Star Wars that day. No, they didn't run Star Wars.
I was a kid when that happened. I remember, like, at first I experienced Star Wars through the TV because they had reruns of the original trilogy because that's all we had. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool. I heard they're bringing it back in 1997. I was like 12, so I'm like, yeah, I want to watch those movies in theaters. So I watched them before episode 1 was even a thing. And I must have been in elementary school, again, through regular open access public TV when I first caught the original trilogy. But, like, seeing all the hype and all the marketing and merchandising about, like, them bringing it back for the special edition was so cool that, like, I asked my parents to take me to the theater to check them out with all the new bells and whistles and all that. And I don't know. I that's when it clicked with me the most because I was a bit older, I could understand it better. And then there was a hype of, like, oh, guess what? We're bringing the story back. And now you'll see how Anakin gets into Vader. So I was like, holy shit, I have to watch the prequels now. So I don't know. That was a moment. I was hooked from there. B, how about you? Couldn't wait for the next
I'm
one.
trying to think of which one I even saw first. I think it was probably Attack of the Clones back in like 2005. Because that's the first one I remember like actually seeing in the theater, and I think I might have seen the episode 1 and 2 or like episode 1 with my dad, because my dad's a big Star Wars fan as well.
Nice.
So I think really he's probably the one that got me into it originally. But I also had a friend growing up who also really enjoyed Star Wars. So he's actually the one that I went to go see that movie with before with his parent and my dad as well. So
That's cool. Around that time, they released really good Star Wars Xbox games. And you know what's funny about the timing? I don't know if you guys remember this, but before the whole Disney acquisition thing, they were going to bring all the movies in 3D, and the only one that got released in 2012 was Episode 1. So I got to see it again in 3D, and then at the end of the year was like, oh, never mind, we're stopping that. It's going to be brand new Star Wars. Then there's sequels, and that's when I bought it. I was on a road trip on my way to, like, Pittsburgh, I think, or something, when I heard in the car in the news that had just broken up. It was a Sunday saying like, hey, Disney now owns like Star Wars 3 years after buying Marvel. So I was like, holy shit.
He's like, turn the car around, we're going back.
Oh.
was it worth seeing in 3D?
The pod racing part, yeah. Okay. That's the space battles, but mostly the pod racer. I was happy.
So yeah, that was actually a really fun fact about me. I've never seen a Star Wars movie in cinemas.
Really?
At all. We've had this conversation before, I'm pretty sure, D.
Yeah. I think I've seen all of them in cinemas. Ooh.
So 4, 5, and 6 came out, and obviously I wasn't born, and I didn't, and...
I wasn't either.
I don't... Yeah. And then Episode 1 came out, I wasn't born. Episode 2 came out, I was like 2 years old, so I was obviously wasn't ready for a cinema.
Right.
And then episode 3 came out, and that was 2005. I've just been turning 5 at that point. But I didn't go to see that one, obviously. And then the newer ones, I just didn't find time to see them.
Ooh.
But to be honest, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch them in cinema, because not because they weren't bad, but just because there were better things I saw in cinemas around that time as well.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take by your credential. Please mail it as soon as possible. Thank you.
I watched the movies, didn't I? I watched them.
Okay, how do we mute Blaine in here? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dogs.
My first experience with Star Wars was that holiday special with the Ewoks that was on television.
Oh my god!
No way.
Admittedly, didn't really care. Admittedly, didn't really care for that. But and it might be the reason why I hate Ewoks so much. But where I actually started to enjoy it was I played the Super Nintendo game Super Star Wars.
Oh, dude, yes.
Great name.
I played that and I enjoyed that, and then I went over to spend a weekend over at my cousin's house and saw that they had the episode 4, 5, and 6 on VHS, and so I watched those for the first time there, and I've been hooked ever since.
It's on the VHS.
Yeah.
It was that long ago.
What is a VHS?
Don't worry about it. There's kids these days.
You're not that much younger than me, and I know what a VHS is. I used to watch
I do VHS tapes.
They don't
I'll
know.
think you one better. Remember Betamax? Nah, I had it. I did.
So I watched those, and then when they released the special editions, that's where I started watching them in the theaters. Just because those were the first ones I was able to watch in the theaters. And I've seen everyone in the theater since then.
Nice. Do you guys remember the old Star Wars games at the arcade?
Be Kind Rewind. VHS.
Oh god, Be Kind Rewind. That was cool.
You should rewind.
That Super Star Wars, I think all those games went into the arcade. There was also one where you could fly a TIE Fighter, I think. There was one with lightsabers. There was one for episode 1, the pod racing. You actually could get into the freaking pod racer back in arcades. That was so cool. Yeah. I hope you guys got to play those because they were interesting.
Yeah, I got to play them all. Yeah.
F in the channel.
I missed out on arcades, and I was so sad because when I learned that.
Oh. Clay, what was your first experience? Sorry, go ahead, Clay.
But I was so sad when I learned that arcades didn't exist anymore, because I like all these, and they were like a ton of games which I want to play.
Dude, Blade, Queen is like just younger than you, and even she knows what the hell VHS is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what VHS. Right, I know what VHS tape is.
I hate those having to rewind to get to the beginning. Screw those, never again.
Imagine
I have
before
VHS
they
tapes
had
when I was
actual
younger.
rewind. You had to use a little tool thing and like rewind it yourself.
Right? Oh god, I don't remember that.
Wait,
I
do you
don't
know
know.
what? Do you know what a cassette tape is?
No, wait,
It's
did
all
I
like where
have
you
the
put-
little card? The racer rewinder machine? No.
Oh, the little yeah.
Yeah, cassette is what you put in like a tape player, wasn't it? Like you would, but we got CD players now.
You
A cassette
probably
player was the
only know
original.
that because of
Oh,
I
Guardians of
have
the
it.
Galaxy.
Yes.
Never mind.
I had a tape player. I have one. No, I have one in my room. I used to listen to it when I was trying to fall asleep.
It's like Bladed, remember Come and Get Your Love? You know that one thing that Star-Lord brought with him all the time?
Right, I'm gonna go get a
Did
drink.
you always keep a number 2 pencil right next to it?
I'm gonna.
I'm
That
going
was the
out.
tool.
I'm
What are
having a
you
drink.
talking about?
I've never been so insulted.
Don't make me bust out the vinyl. I'll bring my freaking vinyl upstairs. I swear to God, dude.
Okay, enough picking on the young guy.
For now, no, I'm kidding.
We love you, Blade.
Blade, we appreciate you. Thank you for your service and everything you do for this podcast. It does not.
But
Blade.
previous question that you asked earlier about if we liked how like Disney was doing things outside of like movies and stuff. I liked that they were able to bring it alive. Basically, like at Disney World, they have the actual like place you can go and explore all of the things that are Star Wars. Like, it wasn't really open when Chaos and I went there, like all of it. But there is just like so much like. It's kind of fun to like immerse yourself, and also like the shows that they do, and they have the characters, and you kind of get to like meet them in real life, and all the really cute like videos of like little kids who are dressed up as Jedi, and they go to the Jedi Academy and fight with Vader. Oh my gosh, so cute.
Oh God, I hope they don't meet Anakin.
One thing I really enjoyed about Disney buying it was that before that, obviously we had episode 4, 5, 6, and then George Lucas eventually came out with 1, 2, and 3. And even though he had come out and said that his plan was to create a 9-episode series, when he finished 3, he said he's not making 7, 8, 9. And so, as far as anybody was really aware, we had 6 movies, the Clone Wars movies, so 7 movies, and then books.
Knowledge.
Star Wars books, not textbooks. But like for somebody that doesn't like, it's not really all that great at reading. Myself, I read very slow. Make fun of me all you want, Chad. I don't care. Like that just was kind of like a dire situation for me because I'm like I absolutely love this, this creation of his, and I want more of it, but I'll only get that if I read books that I'm not going to read nearly fast enough to keep up with everything. So when Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas, I got really excited knowing that they were going to take it and actually do stuff with it. And not just create 7, 8, and 9, but the fact that they wanted to do other series of movies, standalone movies. The fact that Rogue One and Solo exist, I love because it gives you some backstory without having to set up a whole series. And they're not just shutting it off and going, we have the 9 episodes, you're good to go. Obviously, I don't like the fact that the majority of the books that are available are now Legends, but it's a small price to pay because...
A small price to pay for Star Wars. That's the wrong movie.
Sacrifice, oh my God.
A soul for a soul.
Oh my God.
Wrong movie.
This is not the right series.
These are not the series you're looking for, Blade. Queen, can we push Liam in the Discord? Okay. Oh God, she said she's gonna have nightmares because they were so frustrating. Took so much patience, they didn't have to.
Talking about VHS.
Yeah.
She's gonna be chased by a bunch of VHS tape where
And
the
then-
tape is coming out.
It's like
Oh
flying
God,
around.
when he got ruined, you
Like there's no pencil big enough for this.
Use the crayon. The Crayola fits in there. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
That's actually
The
next. That's actually next
VHS
Star Wars movie.
tapes, significantly
Like, oh my
larger of the things in there, the gears.
Oh dear Lord. No, I mean let's try to remain a little open, optimistic, see what's gonna happen in the future of Star Wars with Disney. I like the fact that George Lucas has stopped by at the set of The Mandalorian, and he's talking to David Filoni. He's having some conversations with Jon Favreau, so that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if it's like low key feeding them stuff or not. Maybe there's some conversation in the talks will be like, hey, maybe not work for us again, so to speak, but at least we'll give you a job as a consultant or something, just to keep things in check. I would love that, because it seems like George really wants to get involved again with that, and I'm more than okay with it, Remember the Tangled tape? Oh my god. Alright, if you could write your own movie, story, series, whatever, based on anything part of the Star Wars universe, whether if it's something or something you like to introduce brand new, what would it be? If you had control for a little bit.
I like an Emperor origin story. I think that would be my big one.
Interesting.
So the Emperor's rise to power and how he fits what made him turn to the dark side, and what was it why he used this plan, and what my character
power.
Yeah, I could
probably
see them doing some more dark side type of movies. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I would really enjoy if they did, even if they just not necessarily like a movie, but like a series of episodes, like Tales from the Bounty Hunters Guild. I want to see more bounty hunters that aren't just in Mandalorian suits. There's bounty hunters that are, even the original trilogy that are still canon because they're part of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Dengar, Bosk, Zuckuss Forlom, IG-88, definitely IG-88.
I would
love to see like those kinds of stories, because I mean they were there, but since the books that they were involved in are not canon anymore, now they're just kind of forgotten. And being such a huge Boba Fett fan of that I am, like one of the now non-canon stories that involves one of them is when Boba Fett fell into the Starlight Pit in Episode 6.
Yeah.
When he was able to escape it, he was in a really shitty shape, and another bounty hunter, Dengar, is actually the one that helped him, helped heal him and get him back up on his feet and everything like that. So there are some intriguing stories for the other bounty hunters. It's not just about Boba Fett, Jango Fett, Mando, and I would like to see stuff like that.
There was there was an interesting one that someone on the video talked about. It was a Mace Windu movie, but it's set after Episode 3. It's set after Episode 3 where he supposedly dies, but actually he survives instead.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like him in exile, like Yoda and Obi-Wan.
I like to see Samuel Jackson come back.
I mean, he's still doing Marvel movies, isn't he? So why not come back and do another?
Oh yeah, I guess Nick Fury. Use the Force, motherfucker. Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No. Yeah,
all these motherfuckers Sith out of my motherfucking galaxy.
Right? Okay. Motherfucking Stormtrooper, get off me!
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing. Like they draw up like Mace Windu in the movies is kind of like chill and didn't really get angry or anything. But imagine Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson in those movies, in other movies he's been in. Not serious, just absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
Just swearing up a storm constantly.
Exactly.
That's what he does.
Imagine how cool that would be.
I'm down.
It'd be R-rated. It'd probably be the first R-rated Star Wars movie, but hey, it'll be cool.
Yeah. Do you guys think we'll get to see the, given what just happened recently, and that's the way I'm going to put it, that we're finally going to see the development of what happens on Luke's journey on his own. Well, him and Leia, they're training and trying to rebuild, the Jedi Academy, so to speak, and all that. I'm hoping Disney shows that, but I hope they pull it off well, because I didn't like the direction of what happened with his whole training going sideways, him training Kylo, but anything before that point and all the things they showed about Leia getting her lightsaber and all that. I mean, there's a bunch of that stuff in these two books, but I want to see it, a bit of a different adaptation
Yeah.
on TV or a movie. So
They definitely need to put that onto a screen somewhere because,
yeah,
like for those that don't read the books, like completely understanding that the scene in, I'm pretty sure it was Last Jedi where Leia, like the ship exploded and then Leia
Oh yeah,
like, dead in space, and then hey, she's force pulling
Leia
herself back to the
Poppins.
freaking ship. Like anybody who's not aware that she is force sensitive, that she was training to use force powers on under Luke's tutelage. Like anybody not aware of that is sitting there going, "What the fuck? Where did this come from?"
Oh,
Wait,
God.
Come on, she can use the fucking powers.
Yeah, when I first saw it, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, when did they ever say that she? I knew that she was force sensitive because obviously, like, they had that connection, or she could like tell where Luke was and all that sort of stuff. And
yeah,
Just having
Those
Anakin
kinds
as
of
a
things.
father would make her sensitive to it.
yeah.
yeah.
But I never like expected them to be like, oh, well, she's actually going to use like specific things of force and like manifest those. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still
I think
questioning
it
why they
caught a lot of
didn't.
people off guard, and me included. And I was completely aware of it because like even like a long time ago, there was like the Star Wars card game that I used to play, and even on Leia's card, it said force sensitive.
Yeah.
So I've been aware of it for the longest time. But then when they did that, I was like, they did not build this at all. They're just randomly throwing this shit out here.
yeah.
And it actually irritated me. That's the one, like probably the one thing in Last Jedi that irritated the shit out of me.
Yeah. Sorry, because
So-
I think
go ahead, Blade.
I think the best thing like out of the sequel, the worst thing out of the sequel trilogy and annoying me was Finn and how he was very clearly force sensitive. Like they showed it in the film, and they did nothing with it.
Yeah.
A whole controversy about Finn as a character and like what they could have done and all that stuff.
I've got nothing against Finn. I think he's a
I
good
read
character,
that.
but
I
do
read
something with him.
See,
Like episode 7, he was good. Episode 8, he was thrown in as a side plot. And episode 9, did he do anything?
Ray, where's Ray?
Yeah, basically running around trying to look for her all the time.
right. Like, sorry.
Episode 9.
B, is
Finding
that God. Just keep
I don't
playing.
think that's
just
fine in the
keep-
movie.
Oh God. I was a lightsaber. Just keep swinging. I don't know. B, is that Darth Vader on your mug?
It is.
That's
right.
all.
Nice.
I love that. I forgot I have a collection.
Darth
of,
Vader Stein.
the
Where did you get
Stein.
that? If you don't mind me asking.
We actually found it at Goodwill.
Oh, damn, lucky.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Someone got rid of that?
Yeah. Either somebody died or I don't know what happened.
Oh.
But
Oh,
That's not
maybe, yeah.
I don't know anybody would willingly get rid of that.
right.
I should brought my glasses. Somebody got me a set of 4 glasses with all Star Wars characters, and therefore Beard too. It's so cool. No, you guys touched up on 2 very important things because, well, according to what B is saying, the controversy that was recently brought up again, and touching on Blade's piggybacking off of what he said. Yes, Finn was meant to have a bigger role, as both as a hero and as a force sensitive person. But, Disney had other... I'm not going to get into it, but, the XX changed things, so that's why, his character wasn't as big later on anymore. But there were intentions of him being, more important, relevant to the story, at least to the sequel. But, unfortunately, that changed over the course of...
There was
writing
more
the
character.
Yeah, almost no character development. Same with Ray.
No, there's one more character I just thought of who infuriates me more of how they were underutilized. Phasma.
Oh yeah, the whole thing with Phasma.
Yep.
Well, we all had high hopes for her.
One of the coolest characters I've ever seen do nothing.
They did her
about to say-
wrong, dirty.
That's including Boba Fett.
Oh,
Hey, fuck you.
hey, maybe we'll get a Phasma story. Boba Fett is getting his whole, brand new show. Why not try to work on some Phasma shit? That would be cool.
Yeah,
And-
I
That
mean,
would
leading
be
up to
fun.
The Force Awakens, they really did push Captain Phasma to be like an uber badass, and I really believe that
Right.
she could have been.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that it was the same actress that played Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did great as Brienne. I knew she was going to do great as Phasma, and then, yeah, I completely agree with Blade that it pisses me off how shitty they made Phasma
Did
look.
she even kill anyone? That's confused. Did she kill anyone?
I don't think so.
Like,
They only showed
it's
her
a,
like
it's a
briefly.
stormtrooper kill someone.
it was
You
frustrating.
have a smaller drop count than R2D2 or a smaller kill count.
Oh god, wow, that's true.
I'm pretty sure C-3PO has a higher kill
Yeah,
count.
I'm pretty as well.
I'm pretty sure he's
Blaster's
like
fired.
walked backwards and stumbled into somebody.
Yeah.
Or something.
No, generally in the Clone Wars, he knocks over. Technically, this is an R2 kill, but also technically his fault as well because he knocks over R2 and he kills someone.
No, he did.
I'm not making this up. Look it up.
It's the thing, yes. I was hoping that maybe she should come back in episode 9 and be like, okay, this is the time where she redeems herself and, goes all aggro on everybody, but that didn't happen. I was so mad. And no, don't you know an important thing that Tucks it is like, yes, if you... because these books were actually written pre-episode 8. They were the build-up of Road to Last Jedi, right? So it's like, but like Tuck said, like, if you are not aware that this is also a thing, part of the canon now, if you don't pick up the books because you don't feel like reading, how are you gonna know all these things? And what really like blows my mind is like, okay, they didn't bother to explain this, the whole training thing and the force sensitivity, like B was saying. So that's why you have these books and like, oh yeah, let's take care of that elsewhere, right? Or in the comics, there's not enough time to fit it in the movies. But then before episode 9 comes out, like before Rey has the whole I can heal you and transfer force to you and all that, some of that life energy.
Oh my god.
They did actually, a day or two before the movie came out, they actually explained that on The Mandalorian. You see Grogu or Baby Yoda actually heal somebody. Mm-hmm. So, and that was the whole setup. It was like, oh, you know why? They're going to watch it in the movie. I just throw in The Mandalorian, like, you don't need further explanation. If you are force sensitive, you can just heal and share some of that. Like, fuck it. I'm like, what? How is that? I don't know. I cringed a little, not going to lie.
Yeah, like, where was that in episode 1?
I'm sorry, I have one more character or a group of characters that infuriates me how they did so little with.
Okay.
The Knights of Ren.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought that was coming.
What the fuck? Yeah.
They did nothing until like the very end. Do you remember like the guards in Last Jedi when they had that massive duel in like the throne room?
Mm-hmm.
And like Snoke was well, he's another character who did nothing and
Again,
Snoke.
What the fuck's
Just
up with
murdered him and then left it.
Right?
It could have been cool. He could have been cool, but he wasn't.
Such
The Knights
a
of Ren were
wasted
totally underutilized. They existed just
I
to freaking
forgot
die
they
by
existed.
himself.
I'm not,
At least Snoke, I can say, like, I knew he existed. It annoyed me they existed, but at least I knew he existed.
I'll give them that. The only thing I'm going to give Ryan Johnson credit for to The Last Jedi for is like I enjoy the shit out of the scene where they kill him. The whole everything being on fire, all red, and then the shit comes down with like.
That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that I enjoyed. Otherwise, I was like, eh.
But compared to Revenge of the Sith, where I can name pretty much what happens in the entire movie, from like start to finish, I can't name a single thing. I can't are there big gaps in Last Jedi which I can't remember?
Plenty of huge gaps. I can't blame you there. And then maybe come back as a Force Ghost at the end, trying to stop everything and all that. I'm like, So
what was there was one more thing we can talk about in the sequel trilogy, which is it was a nice idea, but I just didn't like it. It's during the final battle where they get all these ships suddenly turn up out of nowhere to help fight them. And you always get like the big theme song, like everything's like all great, like your nice heroic theme song, you got everyone like chanting, everyone laughing, everyone cheering. And this is pretty much, and the first thing I thought was like, this is Paul's from Endgame. Except Paul's from Endgame is actually good.
Yes.
This is just meh.
I thought it was the same thing too, like assemble and you get all the ships.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the only reason the portals worked because it was characters we knew. Only one more character returned that we knew, and it was Wedge, who was, let's be honest, the one character who we didn't know much about in the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Like generally, the only reason I remember him was because of the Lego games, and he was mentioned in those a lot more.
That's true though. Like, what the hell happened with her? Or episode 8, the whole thing with the casino.
Yeah.
I forgot about Casino altogether.
We all did. We all want to, Blade.
Yeah. The way he was explaining was a little confusing for me at the beginning because I'm pretty sure he said at the end of Last Jedi, but that was Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that confused me. I'm like, what? Hold on, everybody coming in Last Jedi? No.
Maybe I did, yeah.
but yeah, but I totally felt the whole Avengers Assemble type of vibe at the end of the episode 9.
Yeah, but Avengers Assemble works, and Avengers Assemble actually had me like really hyped. I'm like, oh my god, this is
Yes.
amazing. And I'm like,
Same.
yeah, that's kind of cool. And I was like, no, it's not.
That battle was a bit underwhelming. All right,
Yeah,
so-
they did nothing.
You couldn't really have the same effect as
I
at
forgot there was no character
Endgame.
return.
yeah, no.
There was no character return, and I remember why I forget. It's the chick that I guess it was like Poe's or co-worker or something like that. That was introduced earlier in the movie. She had like that stupid shit. She was like that. She had like the weird droid as well with her. That was pretty much another R2 clone.
Right. Yeah.
Dory or something like that. That came back in a Y-wing or something like that. And I was like thinking, well, she was pointless.
A majority of the ships that came in at the end of Rise of Skywalker, though, were not like Rebellion or New Republic or anything like that. They were
They were just ships.
like smugglers and shit that were just tired of, the tyranny and everything like that. So that's why like it didn't really have the same effect, because for them, I mean, in the large part with Endgame, we knew who all the major players there were.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why it was so great.
Huge difference. You know what? If anything, that battle reminded me more of freaking Ready Player One. Like, oh yeah, let's let's call the NPCs, and then you have Tracer fighting with the Battletoads and all that. Like, oh cool, okay, let's save the Oasis, woohoo, let's save the galaxy, same shit. It's like, oh god.
There is a version of that. There's a version of Ready Player One with the portal stream over it, and it's so great.
Which part of Ready Player One?
Like that bit you just went where like all the characters return, they all go into battle together.
Oh, I love that. We're not gonna
exactly.
take it. Fuck yeah. That works. That also works, even though you have a bunch of...
Yeah, exactly, because we know those characters. In Rise of Skywalker, it doesn't work because we don't know any of the characters. We know like 3 of the characters.
Yeah, I was pretty sad. That came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
So speaking of Snoke, if you guys watch The Mandalorian, do you think like the Mandalorian's also kind of helping set up his background, maybe justify his existence, or because episodes 6 and 7 of season 2 kind of gave me that vibe. I hope that's not what they're trying to do, but I'm like,
I thought Snoke was grown by the Emperor just to like show like Kylo a guidance that didn't reveal him didn't reveal himself.
Huh.
I thought that was like the whole point of him.
Okay.
I might be wrong. I know that Snoke's like there were Snoke body parts like found in the opening scene of Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah, right at the beginning.
Yeah. So I thought like, oh, Snoke was grown by the Emperor to help train Kylo, so he didn't have to reveal himself.
Yeah, that really threw me off, because I mean, I understand like what Tux was saying from the old canon, that there was in Legends, there's a way in which you can actually transfer your essence, no matter where you are, into a brand new body, which is supposedly what Palpatine was gonna do. That's how he was gonna come back, because he wasn't gonna fucking die. And then I'm like, oh, maybe they're gonna steal that from the old canon, from Legends, bring it here. And no, like you get into, what was the name of that planet, Exxon or some shit? I forget. And then Exegol, yeah, and then he's hooked up to a machine, and there's a bunch of clones around him. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this shit? I didn't get it.
Yeah, who are those followers again? They just appeared out of nowhere and then did nothing.
Right? No idea. Oh god. If you guys have other theories that you've heard about how Palpatine came back, or where the whole Snoke arc is going, or what his origin is, please let us know, because God, I didn't realize how many freaking gaps and questions that are unanswered the sequel trilogy has. Holy shit.
Yeah, when you start questioning it, it really builds up.
Oh god. Damn. It was like Tux is doing some hardcore research. He's about to drop some knowledge on us.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No?
Well,
No.
a question I had earlier that I mentioned before I forget it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're talking about how Luke appears, right, in The Mandalorian Season 2 to take Grogu, Baby Yoda forever.
Yeah.
To
Ooh.
the academy, basically. Like, this is where he like restarts, building up the Jedi again.
Mm-hmm.
But later in the new trilogy, we find out that, if correct me if I'm wrong, that Kylo like pulls an Anakin, basically kills everybody. So would it be that Grogu was part of that, or would like he had moved on because he's already like, what's the time frame is what I want to know.
That's a good question.
Well, it wasn't. Well, he did. Well, yeah, he did. Didn't he kill? Didn't he kill everyone but Luke? Like, didn't he set fire to like the temple? No, it wasn't the temple, was it?
Yeah.
And there were like images like slaughtered younglings around like that area as well. So he could have escaped. But I think I think we're assuming he's dead for now, which is kind of sad actually now you think about it, because we've spent so long building up that character in The Mandalorian.
Right.
And it's just gonna fail. It's like the Clone Wars, and like all that's gonna be in vain because you know what's gonna happen in the next one.
True.
Like even like characters like you didn't know like you knew characters were gonna die, you know what characters were gonna die, you know like how they were gonna die. The Clone Wars are just like, building up that part and it makes you feel like even worse.
You really got me wondering about that. I wonder how they're gonna pull that one off.
He might survive. Like
Grogu is already technically pretty old, so
Right.
and
he was 50, wasn't he?
Probably more of just like honing his powers and just strengthening them. Whereas by the time that Kylo, has developed enough of his powers to the point, and then goes all Anakin on everybody. Grogu might be gone. Like he might have already like graduated from the new academy. Maybe Luke had sent him on a mission or something like that, and he was gone for that reason at the time that it happened. Don't know. I don't think it necessarily means that Grogu is currently dead.
Yeah, like I say, he could still be alive. He probably is still alive for all we know. And there's gonna be like another movie that like shows his story.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like if they would like make it so that like you said, he was off on a mission or like he had graduated from it already, but like they'll show maybe like his experience with that if he was there or whatever happened. So
how old was Kylo when he turned to the dark side though? That's also a question because
not very old.
I'm thinking like late teens. Like he's not much. He doesn't look much older. Like he looks like he's in his early 20s in the new trilogy.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah. So where's the gap? So the gap here is going to be a bit of a weird time gap.
Yeah, there's the development of that. Like now we need. Holy shit! Now we need to know what's gonna happen with Kylo's training. Grogu's training, how Luke's gonna build up the academy all over. I want to see more on like also Leia's training. There's a lot of things that they could work on. I hope that they don't mess it up, because it would be nice to see them get their own individual arcs, like the Book of Grogu or something like that.
Yeah, from what I can get is they're gonna do what they did with Marvel right now, and they're gonna do like a bunch of TV shows. Like shows based around like sort of filling in gaps around the
Grogu
trilogies. The sequel. Sorry, what?
I said Grogu Vision, but I'm just being stupid as usual. I hope we get answers to all this.
That Grogu would have been. I said one of the viewers said that Grogu would have been the age of finished training, so he would have been trained already.
That's true. By the way, hi Cass, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Cass is a big Star Wars fan, so I know he was looking forward to this. So yeah, that makes sense.
Grogu was in his 50s, wasn't he, when he was first found?
Yes.
By Mando.
Right.
Yeah.
The little baby is only 50 years old.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember that was confusion around it. So would that be the so in his 50s, so that's around, and the thing around what was it, 25 years before the new trilogy? Let me just check.
Now we're actually pulling math here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some math. I'm gonna do some mathematical equations here.
Doing your maths.
Right? Don't forget before adding BE and AE before Empire and after the Empire.
Okay, so it was 20. So Mandalorian was set 25 years before Force Awakens. So I mean, Grogu would probably be around 75.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 75 around that time.
God, you're still a child. Holy shit.
But we also got to take into account that this was before Kylo's already fallen to the dark side by the time Episode 7 appears, and he's got to be like, this got to be like years before as well, because he's had to go through training to the dark side and all that as well.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, but I mean, in those flashbacks though, they did show him as like a teenager though.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the very least, then it's got to be like Grogu would probably be like 60.
Yeah, early 60s would be my guess. Yeah.
I thought Ahsoka said that he hadn't had training yet.
No, there was somebody taking care of him at the temple before he got assaulted, and then he went his own way.
Okay.
So that's why he can't if anything, he was forgetting about his training once he was like abandoned. So that's why he needed to be taken back to the temple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because episode 3 and episode 4 have a 19-year time gap, if I'm not mistaken. Like that was the
Yeah.
because Luke was born, and then 19 years later was when he finally began his training. That was in episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to think like the time frame between episode 4 and 6. So there was a year in between 5 and 6 for Luke to complete his training, and then probably like 2 years in between Empire and A New Hope. So a 3-year time gap for those movies, plus 19, so 22.
Wow.
There's a lot of maths. There's a lot of maths involved in this, and we're not actually going to know the true answer. But it's probable that Grogu was actually born during the Great Jedi Purge, or just around that same time. Because Mando was found around the same time as well, because there were super battle droids in his flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Yeah, when his planet got attacked, there were super battle droids attacking.
And
then that's how the Mandalorians found him.
Now.
D, you said before Empire and after Empire. I'm curious. Did they didn't actually change the way that we reference the timeline, right?
No, it's just
because in the books there was always before the Battle of Yavin and then after the Battle of Yavin.
That makes more sense.
Why?
Yeah. So is that still how it's being done after Disney took over, or did it get changed somehow?
That's a good question. Does anybody in the chat know?
Battle of Yavin, wasn't that episode 4? Or am I making that up?
No, it was episode 4. But that's where the timeline has always been referenced from the Battle of Yavin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, okay.
Yavin? No, never mind. Doesn't work that way. So, okay, I have a question now. Like, if there's one thing that you would like Disney to bring back from Legends and the old canon, what would it be? Whether it's an event, a person, a book, a game, what would you integrate or reintegrate back into the new canon?
Was Knights of the Old Republic canon, or right? No, it wasn't, was it?
What?
Knights of the Old Republic.
It's not canon.
No.
Yeah.
Non-canon. The Starforge, then.
Ah.
Which is basically like what it was like. For anyone who doesn't know this, but you probably all do. It was like this thing. It was this thing that like drew energy from the power of a star, and they were going to use it, and the enemy was going to use it to like, make a ton of ships, weapons, and droids and all that. So basically, basically what you saw in episode like the droid factories in episode 2,
Mm-hmm.
but on a huge level.
Gotcha. Okay, I see. What about B? Talks? Chat?
I'm not super familiar with what's canon and legend, so I couldn't tell you.
It's all good.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
If there's anything from the old canon that you could bring back that you think Disney should, reintegrate into the story, what would it be? Whether if it's a book or event, a game, a character.
Bring back Carthonasi.
Okay.
Oh, that's one.
Ooh. I just thought of one actually. Starkiller Return. Now the actual Starkiller story. I bring that like how about in between episode 3 and 4. Obviously not what they did in the DLC because the DLC was kind of like interrupted plots of episode 4 and 5.
I forgot about the DLC. I didn't play that one.
Basically, like you get to see like tons like. Basically, Starkiller kills Obi-Wan's ghost, and I think he defeats Boba Fett in a battle. If I remember correctly.
I think so. I heard about it somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna say we'd be on this one, and I'd like to see more stuff elaborate on the side of the Sith. Because there's a bunch of good stuff written about like former Sith Lords and their apprentices. And some of those, have such a great background story that I think they need to come back. That sort of Revan included. I like Revan.
I would bring back everything in Shadows of the Empire. While Han Solo was in Carbonite, Chewbacca is working as a bounty hunter.
That would be an interesting movie.
True, that's true, B.
And then there's like the whole story with Dash Rendar and his ship, the Outrider.
Oh yeah.
The crime syndicate known as the Black Sun, led by Prince Sizer. Like all of that is within Shadows of the Empire, and I think
it is.
It would be awesome to just have all that back in the canon.
Shadows of the Empire would really be nice to come back. If they're gonna do a brand new Rogue Squadron, why not make a new Shadows of the Empire? But by the way, some things from what Talks is saying, because that stuff was so great, I wouldn't really like it to be modified that much, to be honest. Good choice, Talks.
Yeah, we've got a lot. There's a lot of stuff that Star Wars can bring back or introduce or rework, and it'll make it a lot greater. But there's gonna be a lot of time. There's gonna be a lot of great things coming from the future, hopefully.
I hope that they show more force sensitive characters doing martial arts. I want to see cool things about Theros Cassie now that Talks brought it up. Watch stormtroopers getting their asses kicked, hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Still not being able to shoot them at all.
Right? It's like they shoot it like, psh, and then the guy's like, just one chop to the face, like
Oh.
Okay, so not having to do too much maths. I am looking at a timeline that references everything in BBY and ABY. Star Wars, and The Mandalorian takes place 10 ABY. So
really?
if Grogu is 50 at that point, then that means that Grogu would be born 40 BBY, which is actually before Episode 1. Because Episode 1 is 32 BBY.
Holy shit.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
40 BBY, and I'm assuming BBY like in between 32. That's like 8 years in our time frame. Because
so he would have been born in 40 BBY, and Episode 1 was 32 BBY. So at the time of Phantom Menace, Grogu would be 8.
Interesting.
So he is still Old Republic. Wow. So,
I was just thinking because it's a guy. Anakin got trained for 10 years. That was what was throwing me off. Maybe I just confused myself because it might be because I'm missing out on it's not an 8-year time gap I'm thinking of.
Blade used
Well, Episode 3 was 19 BBY.
Oh, 3?
So that was another.
Yeah,
right there.
Huh. So wait, when does the new stuff about the High Republic take place? What does that exactly fit in the timeline? I'm confused there.
I'm not sure.
Dun dun dun. After that, I have another question for you guys. Now that you brought it up,
It doesn't have any other books or comics in here. It's just pretty much the movies, and then I think the Clone Wars show, Rebels.
That makes sense actually. Okay, so question I have for you guys. How do you watch them? Do you watch them chronologically, the order in which they came out, or something? Because I'm looking here at the brand new rewatch Ultimate Chronological Order, and according to this thing, it says, I mean, I can watch them however. I don't really have a specific order, but I know there's a fight in the internet about how you should go about these things. But what I found really interesting is like that this one new guide, which I'll share in the Discord and on Twitter, it says that clearly you start with episode 1, then 2, Clone Wars, and then the first seasons. You go from season 1, episode 1 through season 7, episode 9, then episode 3, then Clone Wars,
Oh, yeah, I remember
season
that.
7, episode 10 through, you saw it, right? Season 7, episode 12, then Solo, then Rebels, Rogue One, New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, Mandalorian, then 7, 8, 9. I don't know. How do you guys usually watch them? Or if somebody were to ask you and it's brand new, how would you recommend them to go about it?
I'd probably go in that order, but if we're not counting the movies, then or we're not counting TV shows, then yeah, just go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Blake can count.
Okay, so if it's somebody new to it, I might go with the revised machete order if they're brand new to Star Wars. Because the machete order was intended it was designed to keep it as chronological as possible, but at the same time not like minimizing the number of spoilers being set up in like this movie or that. Because like obviously if you watch 4, 5, 6 first, then you already know that Anakin becomes Darth Vader at the end of 3. You already know who Palpatine is. And then, but if you watch 1, 2, and 3, then the whole, Darth Vader is Luke's father and Leia and Luke are siblings. That gets spoiled. So it actually has like a weird way of like kind of jumping back and forth that still gives you the story, but avoiding spoilers as much as possible. Episode 1 is still not in that list though.
Really?
Because number 1 is not in there because part of it's because of the midichlorian thing that doesn't make any sense with the rest of the story. I think episode 1 might be the only other time that I can't remember all the reasons why episode 1 was left out, but episode 1's not in there. I'm pretty sure it's like 4, 5, 2, 3. 6 as far as those movies are concerned, but they did update the machete order. Like that was the original machete order, and they did update it to include the standalone films like Solo and Rogue One. Yeah, so I'd probably do that just because of the spoilers.
I guess the only reason they would they wouldn't add episode 1 is you can take it out really, and you wouldn't lose much in the story. You can start episode 2 and
characters.
Yes, thank you. That is actually one of the reasons why they removed it, because it didn't do very much for the story as a whole.
Yeah, like all it did was you might not know who Jar Jar is, which is
Or Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, but Qui-Gon didn't really do anything. He trained Obi-Wan. That was it. And how he didn't
do not talk trash about Liam Neeson's.
Right. He will find you and he will kill you.
Liam Neeson's is my shit.
Dude,
he was a great actor.
He trained Obi-Wan and he trained Batman. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Do you remember the scene? Have you guys ever watched Ted 2? Like the second Ted movie?
Oh, God.
Very particular set of skills.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, it's the funniest scene ever with him in it.
No, I haven't seen Ted 2.
Oh,
Thank you
that's
for coming
such
to my
good.
TED Talk.
Have you seen A Million Ways to Die in the West?
I haven't, no.
I will.
That's pretty funny there too. I'll leave that one alone.
Good catch on that point, by the way, B. How would you introduce somebody to the universe? What would you tell them to watch first?
Probably just tell them to watch all the movies. I'd probably keep the order. Though I guess to me, it doesn't necessarily matter because you can kind of piece it all together if you look it up, if you care that much about it. But I'd probably leave out the TV shows, at least initially, because one, it takes a lot longer to watch those, considering that Clone Wars has 7 seasons,
Yep.
and they're all like a good amount of episodes long. So
there's 100 plus episodes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so if you're wanting to like save your time and just like get the feel of the story, then I would just recommend doing the movies. And if you really are like into the movies, you like the universe, then you can watch the TV shows and kind of fill yourself in. So
it's like the Marvel movies. You can't. There's no definitive way of watching them, because if you wanted to watch the Marvel movies in chronological order, you start with Captain America and then go straight to Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
With nothing in between. But if you can start with Iron Man. You get the exact same thing, really.
Right.
Well, what do you guys think about what Cass says, that removing that is just purely gatekeeping, just because all the hate it received?
What do you mean by gatekeeping?
Castrick said removing episode 1 like that is pure gatekeeping because so many hate it.
I just don't know what he means by gatekeeping.
Like it's protecting them from. I'm guessing like it's protecting from what's behind, like protecting what's there and what you don't want to see.
I mean, by all means, if you want to watch it, but like watch the rest of it first, and then you watch that and it'd be like, this makes no sense.
I don't think episode 1 was that bad compared to.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's just like the fact that it doesn't provide too much in the sense of the story, like nothing truly important in there. That is a very valid point, and I can understand that. I do personally enjoy the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I
don't really care for the childish one-liners all that much, but I also understand that George Lucas literally wrote that one for his kids. So, I do keep that in mind when I watch it and go, okay, well, that's for his kids. Yes, Jar Jar's annoying, but I kind of just assume that the fan theory on him is correct and that it's going to turn out very good.
My brain can just block him out if I want to.
Darth Jar Jar for the win.
He's not
right.
Like, honestly, I don't think that Jar Jar is as annoying as everyone puts him out to be. Like there's worse characters in Star Wars, and Jar Jar gets better as he goes on, especially in Clone Wars. Like Clone Wars is actually a pretty good iteration of Jar Jar.
He should have never gotten spot in politics, really.
That was kind of the only thing that I hated. Like why is he in politics? Because wasn't he blamed for like the fall of the Jedi, the fall of the Republic? Like it was his fault.
In a way,
I mean, he's the one that suggested to make Palpatine the Supreme Ruler, Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, but again, that's really like
he was also told to do that, though, wasn't he?
That's clutching at straw. No, it wasn't. That was the whole point, I think. Because didn't Padme say that she wanted peace? But the whole thing with Palpatine was he wanted an army. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he wanted the clone army to go ahead.
Oh right,
right. Padme didn't want that, but eventually, obviously, everyone thought it would turn out for the better.
I mean, that's one of the things that actually helps that fan theory that he's a Dark Lord.
Yeah, because he was part of the plan all along.
Yeah, that's just a good point.
Right, he set it up.
Although I know in Attack of the Clones, I actually enjoyed his part in the field battle in Attack of the Clones. It kind of reminded me of a drunken boxer.
Oh.
Just stumbling all over the place and somehow doing a lot of actual damage.
Yeah.
That's true. That's funny. Like the same thing happened at the end of episode 1. He got some kills and destroyed some bots unintentionally.
George has more kills than Phasma.
Oh. Get over it.
Poor Phasma.
Yeah.
Give the character some love. She was a good cat. She was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's make it a thing. Let's make it happen.
Redeem
It would suck
fast.
if it gets more of an arc than actually Finn does. It's like, Finn who? Oh yeah, here's Phasma, and then she gets her own show. I don't know. That would kind of suck.
John Boyega sitting there like, what the fuck?
Excuse me.
No, John Boyega would be like, traitors!
Oh my god! I can't believe that was actually shown. This wasn't his official name, but it was given by the fans. It was TR8R.
Traitor.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Oh, don't say that again. Oh, flashbacks. Sorry.
Do you remember that weapon he used as well? Only time we ever saw that.
But what?
Like the weapon that the guy used, it was like a light. It was like a star thing, like a shocker at the end of it. Only time that was ever used in the Star Wars films. I'm pretty sure, anyway. Unless Last Jedi used it at some point, I can't remember.
Ugh. Same with the forces, have kids who can levitate brooms like it's Harry Potter. I remember.
I have to say one thing that actually really did annoy the shit out of me about, the sequel trilogy, was with nobody there to train her. Rey was getting way too powerful, way too quick with the Force.
She wasn't.
I can understand being Force sensitive. I can understand like if your parents are yada yada blah blah blah. But at the same time, though, how did she get that powerful and not literally just go, "Hello, dark side"? Like
my old friend.
Somebody without official training should have fallen. She
was the Emperor's granddaughter. That's why, obviously. Do we?
You did not ask questions.
Okay, well then why isn't she why didn't she flip to the dark side so very early?
Because she didn't want to. Okay, she didn't feel like it.
I think you underestimate the power of the dark side, my friend.
I know. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea, and I don't know. I don't like her as a character.
I don't think many people do.
It really annoys me because she was British as well, and I was like, yes, fine, yes. Another Ewan McGregor, nope.
So is Finn, but Finn actually got to use an American accent. Go figure.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about Daisy Ridley coming back.
Her beliefs and morals.
She had already said that after 9 she was done.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. She probably saw how much it got hate.
She wasn't bad in the role. It was just a poor character. But I'm gonna go with that. She wasn't a bad character. She wasn't a bad choice to the role. It was just a really bad character they wrote for her.
She didn't get as much hate as Kelly Marie Tran. I feel bad for Rose. But for Rey, it was very sudden. It was like I saw freaking Harry Potter. It's like, oh, Harry, you're a Jedi. I'm a what now? Like, yeah, here. Same with Rey, but I'm like, I don't know. All right, so let me get this straight. Like,
you're a wizard, Harry. Hold on a second. Abracadabra. Oh, you're dead. Yeah, this works.
Right.
Star Wars logic.
Instead of wands, you get lightsabers, like just longer sticks, except that they are not wooden. Wait, so before the Empire and all that, it was clones, right? Like it was all the Jango Fett stuff, and then after it failed, they just started going after orphans. Like, hey, let's pick up kids and train them to be soldiers. Mm-hmm. That's kind of fucked up, though. I'm like, shit, this shit got that quick. I don't know.
Yeah, it really is. Like, didn't one of my characters had no idea who they were. Like that they wanted to find their own origins. Like, wasn't that Finn's role?
Yeah, and also that girl he battles with at the end of episode 9.
That's another character. That's another character we don't know nothing about.
Like you defected from the Empire. Oh, me too. It's those troopers. Oh shit! And we're like, have we just become best friends? Yep.
Step brothers.
Right. I'm like, I felt like that. I'm like, really? Oh no, I'm not gonna hate you anymore because your mom's name's also Martha. Why do you say that name? I'm like, oh god, I've seen this before. Come on.
Like, I'm all for other movie references, but let's keep Batman versus Superman out of this.
Yeah, no, just I just might like it less than episode 8. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're just bad for me or something, but yeah, I'm not gonna touch that with a stick. Ew. Oh god.
I think what infuriates me most about like the sequel trilogy is you can remove so many characters and still get the same story. Like, at least in the prequels, a couple aside, you could still make a good story. With all the characters you had. Sequel trilogy, let's remove Rose, BB-8. Who else can we remove? Zori, her droid.
Porks, because
Finn, we can take him out. He wasn't needed after episode 7. Kill him off.
You know what? The droid from what's his name? Help me here. The one from Jedi Fallen Order was a much better droid than BB-8. Whoops.
Well, Z2 was it Z2 or something like that?
No, I forget what his name is.
Yeah, but he was actually quite he was entertaining.
He's helpful. He's entertaining, and he's cute. Like you feel like you really want to protect him the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. BB-8 was cute, but he did nothing.
BB-8 was supposed to be like a soft replacement for R2, though.
To the point where they hit the plans in BB-8 again. They were
trying to replace him for R2 with BB-8.
Not gonna happen.
Here's what happens in Star Wars: A New Hope. A ship gets taken over by the Empire. They kill everyone on board, capture one person. The droids escape down to a desert planet. Now, here's what happens in Force Awakens. A planet is attacked by an evil force, one character gets captured, and he sends his droid away with the plans, and crash lands on a desert planet. Do you see a problem?
Yeah, you're all those. You're just the embodiment of all those supposed fans that are like 7, 8, 9 is just 4, 5, and 6 rewritten.
Because it is!
Enjoy it for what it is.
I tried!
Wow.
But you know what? You can still watch episode 4, 5, and 6 and see the TIE fighters literally being moved by this less black piece of space. Okay? They have not fixed that in the freaking background of space in 4, 5, and 6.
Wait. So speaking of that, I have two things. First question: did you guys enjoy seeing in episode 3 how R2 had more abilities before he got all fucked up and destroyed and all that? Like how he could levitate a little and like fly and set shit like on fire and all that. Before he got that was cool. And then that never happened again. I'm like, why? Just fix him again. And then second, do you guys think we'll ever see again the original trilogy as it came out in theaters in the 70s, untouched without all the extra shit that was added from the 90s on? I like that. I would love that.
God, that was the.
I would love to see the original trilogy put out as it originally was. I would love to see Han Solo shoot first.
Yes, because Han shot first. That's the thing. We know that.
Wasn't Jabba like a human as well? Wasn't Jabba originally human as well, and then they changed him? Like, I'm sure there's a cut where he's like human in one of the scenes.
He was supposed to be human, but then in the original movie, he ended up being this big thing. But for some reason, they made him step on his tail. I don't know why in '97. I forgot the reason behind that, but yeah, it was stupid. Gastric says it's become normal that every movie comes with their own robot ally. BB-8 is his own little dude. Yeah, just like the porks had to be there. You know, the new Ewoks, just because hey, we gotta sell toys and plushies and shit. So.
I forgot about the porgs, and I forgot how everyone loved them.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
They are. I'll do that.
Can we check out, please?
With the Chewie like looking at one of them, and they're like looking at him, and he's thinking about eating one.
Okay, I'll give the movie that. That was fun. That's funny. I did laugh at that.
I'm fine with all of them except for the Ewoks.
What?
Okay,
I hate the Ewoks. I don't know.
That special.
Ewoks are
Look, I don't know if it's because of the special. All I know is I find the Ewoks extremely freaking boring. I don't know how anybody can think that they're freaking cute. They're little monsters.
Yeah.
The only thing I like the Ewoks was when one of them got on a speeder bike and just went flying. That was funny.
Yes, that was absolutely entertaining. The rest of it, boring.
Top skills Ewoks on Battlefront 2 confirmed. If you guys haven't played that mode, play it. That Ewoks versus reverse mode. It's
I played that with you once.
Yeah, you did.
I played that with you once. Yeah.
Oh, that fighting's great.
Controller was malfunctioning.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I had the leaderboard was up on my screen and it wouldn't. So I just kept getting killed over and over again.
Oh my god!
You know, speaking of those little plushes and creatures, it makes me think of that meme on The Simpsons when they're like looking at the cute little sheep and they're like, "Ah," and then the older one comes away. And like, it kind of makes me think like the older one is the pork, and the new cute adorable like sheep is Baby Yoda. Everyone's looking at Grogu like, "Oh," and then the pork's come out like, "Shut up, you're yesterday's news." I feel
Get out there.
just like that. I still want to.
Can I just say that
found it?
Can I say the way they introduced forcing in Rise of Skywalker was so pointless? Like, it was so annoying. The way they did it in Mandalorian was so much better.
Yeah.
They did what?
Force healing. Like, Rey used it and she heals like a monster. Cool, big deal. Didn't even know the monster. They abandoned it 6 minutes later. What they did in Mandalorian was, I think, did they heal Mando? Was it they healed, or was it?
It was the leader. I can't remember what his name is.
The Guildmaster, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they healed him, and that's cooler.
The desert.
And the sad part is that's the only reason they did it. And like, oh, let's elaborate on force healing on the Mandalorian, so we don't have to justify it because episode 9 is dropping a day or two after this episode. I'm like, okay.
What was his name?
You do need to justify it because
Grief.
Oscar at least explains that Grogu had some training. Rey hadn't had the training.
Ahsoka.
How did Rey learn how to do force healing?
Especially considering Luke never knew how to do it. Like, Luke didn't know how to do it. Leia, I'm guessing, didn't know how to do it, so who taught her? And who taught them?
It's in a holy Jedi scripture, okay? You do not ask questions. I don't know.
And wouldn't force healing Wouldn't that be a dark side thing anyway?
I thought
Because
so. Yeah.
in order to
to
heal, you would have to damage something else. So
I'm gonna count for another point that
stop
talks.
interrupting everybody, Blade.
Sorry.
Jeez, yeah. That makes
In
sense,
order
Fox.
for Jedi healing, so the Force healing to work, like the whole balance in the Force thing, to create life, you have to take away life. So in order to heal, you have to do some damage somewhere. Was she damaging herself? Was just like a completely unrelated damage going on, and wouldn't that be considered a dark side power? Because there's damage happening somewhere, even if it's to herself.
It does
I
make
mean, Ray
sense.
Ray can't use both abilities though.
I agree with Talks because according to what they say in episode 3, you can learn bringing someone back from a Jedi. That's a Sith Lord type of thing, and it's not exactly what Rey did with Kylo in episode 9. So it's like, I know Blade are gonna say like it's the Emperor's granddaughter, blah 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 blah, but I think what Talks has made more sense. Like as a Jedi. As a general rule, at least like the ethic code or something should not allow you to fucking do that. General rule, thank you. I mean,
shut up.
General Grievous.
You see, like, Grievous just appear behind you on the TV screen. I'm pretty sure.
That's Disney Plus with all the Star Wars stuff on it. Yes, there's also figures and things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can't see them. It's not all my collectibles, but I have a bunch of stuff for the movie theaters and all that. And there's episode 8 in there with a Solo steelbook. I had episode 9 steelbook here, and then I don't know. I
Nice.
shat all over, but it's not all my Star Wars stuff. I have just too much shit. Sorry. Well, thanks for
All right.
listening.
You were in the middle of talking though about the Force healing thing.
Yeah.
Did you finish what you were saying?
Yes.
I thought we got distracted with General Grievous.
General.
I hate the fact you keep making that same joke, and it's really, really annoying me.
You love it.
And it's not just you; it's Talks as well. And flipping Queen does it. Leighton does it.
B will do it soon, just to annoy you.
Yep.
Do it if you're a new host,
movie.
Steve.
I mean, Blade, have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
So why don't you like it? Like, why don't you
Because I
put
hate
that
it.
reference?
I hate it when they do it. I hate it when you do it. Because it's so.
Well, I want you to know that we do it because you hate it.
Right?
I know.
Talks that nice segue. Isn't it funny how like Ted's one of his kind of like metrics or something or requirements to seeing like if he's compatible with someone is like she has to like Star Wars for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
saw that
Oh
one,
my God,
she's
yeah.
like, yeah, I love that, and she's like, no, I hated it.
I also liked how Barney had the life size clone trooper. And
Oh, yeah.
well, I think it was originally the life size stormtrooper, and then it was a life size clone trooper.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody called it like a space, or Lily called it a spaceman.
Yeah.
And he was like, "It's a stormtrooper."
Didn't Robin said she wanted him to get rid of it or something? And he was like fighting for it to stay in the.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, God. He also wore
Like,
the armor once, right?
Marriage over.
The best scene in that TV show, in that season, in that TV series was when Barney does the suits dance or the suits song. That was
Oh
when
my God.
How I Met Your Mother peaked, and I loved that. It was the 100th episode, I'm pretty sure as well. That was like the whole reason they did it.
Okay, back to Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Favorite Star Wars piece of music? For me, it's between the Imperial March and Duel of the Fates. I can't pick a favorite.
Duel of the Fates.
Yes.
Battle of Heroes.
Ah,
Don't know.
it's alright. I feel like Luke's theme, but not as much, just for different reasons. I don't know.
The Cantina dance, the Cantina
gosh.
theme.
Oh.
Definitely one of the most memorable.
It gets stuck in your mind really quickly, and you love it.
Mm-hmm.
So many.
I mean, if you just want something soothing, there's one of the musical pieces is Luke and Leia. I think it was when they were talking on Endor,
Yeah,
It's a very slow, like just calming song.
it is. Good piece. John Williams. It's funny
John
how like
Williams did a great job.
the only movie he didn't work on was Rogue One, right? But I mean, somehow it's still the music worked with that new composer, I guess.
I mean, I didn't really have any issues with the soundtrack for Rogue One.
I didn't either.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
the memorable ones for me are by John Williams.
True. How old is he now?
He is 88. He's about to be 89.
Blade is on top of this.
Right.
I was literally looking at John Williams like, oh, he's 88. I didn't know that.
I thought he was gonna be like, he's my great grand uncle.
Do you guys ever see the Family Guy parodies of Star Wars?
Oh,
Spaceballs too.
I love those. Yes, yes, we-
Spaceballs, yeah.
yes.
I will say the Family Guy Star Wars was probably one of my favorite parodies ever. Just how close it was, but how they still made plenty of good jokes around it as well.
So good, so good.
I like how Meg was the monster of every movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You even have freaking Consuela in there. I fucking love that. And it's always Vader. That's perfect.
Who played Jabba again? Was it? Oh, it was Joe. Never mind.
Yeah, because he has no legs.
That thing is great. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, those episodes are awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spaceballs.
Yeah.
I love Spaceballs.
Fuck yeah.
One of the really random things that I really enjoyed that's Star Wars was there was like the Star Wars raps, and I don't know if y'all ever saw them, but they were also like YouTube videos where they were songs, and I don't even know how to describe them to you if you haven't seen them, but they're just so funny.
Ooh.
But like, it's basically it's like it tells the story of how it goes like actually in the movies, but it does it kind of like in a funny rap kind of way. So
Is recap raps you're talking about here?
I need those links. I'll check it out.
yeah, I'll have to find them. I'll send them to you.
Yeah, please share.
Say that actually.
Oh, do you
Want me
remember
to sing it?
Weird Al doing American Pie?
Yes.
But the saga begins. The story.
Anakin
of,
guy.
Yeah.
My, this here Anakin guy. One day later, we'll be later. He's
He just
a
does
small
small
fry.
fry. Someday you'll be a Jedi. Something like that.
I mean, didn't he also do Yoda as a knockoff of Soda?
Really?
That's pretty funny.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I think the one of the first ever YouTube videos I watched was the Stormtrooper dance
Oh,
back in one of the best videos ever made, and it was made like 14 years ago, something like now.
I love that
And it's
Darth
just
Vader GIF, and it's like. Sorry.
Let's see if I can find it real
Oh,
quick.
I found it.
Yes.
You guys have to watch this.
I do.
So
Oh,
funny.
we
It's
found-
from- you can tell that it's super old. It was from 2007.
Oh my god. We just called us old. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I am.
My
I
guys
am
are
old. I
real.
can't argue with this.
She looks back.
You guys on VHS? You guys on VHS tapes?
I'm just gonna look up later and be like, judge us in Spanish.
Sorry, I judge me too. Oh yeah.
Incredible. Oh god, we need to share this on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to ask back when we were talking about Star Wars games. Is anybody else excited about this massive open world game
Yes.
by Ubisoft?
Oh yeah.
I'm really curious what they'll like do for it.
I trust Massive. I think they'll do great.
Like I'm
I was
the part that I'm wondering about is because I mean Star Wars is obviously multiple planets in their space. How
Yeah.
open world are they wanting to go with this? Is there only going to be one planet that's open world, or are they going to actually have multiple planets like No Man's Sky? Like, how
Oh,
close
gosh.
to No Man's Sky is it going to be as far as the expanse of it?
Question.
I hope it's going to like at least include like all like the classic ones, like Tatooine will probably make the return, Endor, Hoth, Kashyyyk, Naboo, maybe Geonosis because that was in the movie I was a main part of one of the road. What was another big one?
Not X.
Mustafar, Jakku.
Also, fuck the one with the casino. I want to see Mustafar in Vader's castle.
What
Yavin.
What planet was that?
Oh, Yavin. Yeah, you can forget Yavin, right?
Yeah.
Dagobah.
Alderaan. Psych. No.
Dagobah.
Rest in peace, Alderaan.
Hoth.
They made it so you could travel to different planets. But they've done that in some of the other Star Wars games where you had to do different missions in different areas.
Yeah, like a Force Awakens.
Why they wouldn't do that?
Yeah, but do they are like? I'm wondering if they're only planning on doing open world on planet. Like you like you said, like you can travel between like to the other planets, but like is the space travel also going to be open?
Oh.
Where you literally have to fly
cool.
from one planet to another. Is it just going to be like? Is the gameplay just going to be on land? Or are we going to be able to have space battles and stuff?
I want space battles.
Castle just brought up a really good point in the chat. Like, they could successfully base it on one planet. Unfortunately, the more planets they include, the smaller the open world environment would be. Yeah, I can see that being a massive thing.
I'm okay with that. Like what Tuck said, like part of it you do it, on land, and part of it you do like, dogfights and all that. And yes, Cass, I would actually much rather make it a little more linear, kind of like Jedi Fallen Order. So it's more controlled, and you can include more planets. That's supposed to be like add less planets, but make it hugely freaking wide open with many things to do that might overwhelm you, like on Assassin's Creed. Like I love Assassin's Creed, but sometimes it's a bit like too much with how wide open it is. So maybe just control it, give it the right amount of not that open on land, so that you can add more cooler stuff that's somewhat open on other parts of the system. Find a balance, and I don't know. I think people will be happy with that.
Yeah.
MMO.
Imagine if they did Star Wars like Destiny.
How would you feel about it?
I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, like Destiny has a set number of planets that you can go to, but they have like specific environments. The only thing is like, as the longer you play it, like the more you're going to like the same areas basically until they add new stuff.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. Yeah, the rest I'm okay with. What you said,
Yeah.
I don't know. It could work. It could be a good idea.
I forgot there's gonna be a new Star Wars movie, like a new Star Wars game coming out. Sorry, I was more interested in the Indiana Jones game that they recently announced.
Of course you were.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Cass, I don't think they're going to make it into an MMO because the Old Republic is still being supported and added to. So there's already a Star Wars MMO out.
Unless they shut that one down.
They're not going to shut that down. They're still making quite a bit. They're still making quite a bit of money off of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a lot of credits to extract from that thing. They're gonna milk us.
Yes, an open world bounty hunter game. Yes, I would love that.
Now we're
I would love
talking.
That'd be cool. Maybe, I'm hoping not Mandalorian, but like an original.
Any game where you choose your role, I choose bounty hunter. Like if it's available, I'm a bounty hunter. Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to create your own bounty hunter sort of game? Like you make your own bounty hunter, and then it's basically your story from there on.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Like you don't have to like create like you don't have to like choose like Boba Fett or Mando or whatever you wanted.
Solo,
yeah.
running
smuggler.
Chelsea for episode 4. Yeah, hell yeah. He gets it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool. I can see them doing a lot of great ideas of it.
Well, it's massive, so it's gonna be Star Wars division in a way. It's the same studio.
Like Star Wars has been going on for maybe 50 years now. But there's gonna be some great. They're still going strong. There's still some great ideas coming in and out of the idea. There'll be more shows, more movies.
Wait. Star Wars is 43 years old now, right? It'll be 44 this year. Holy shit!
When did A New Hope premiere?
It was only 20 when I saw it first in theaters. What the fuck? Wow.
1997. Okay, so
Yeah,
2027, it will be the series will be 50 years old.
that's gonna be a huge celebration. Holy shit!
Oh yeah, obviously.
You
Yeah.
have to be at Disney for that. It's gonna be
Re-release.
They'll probably they might release the movies again.
yeah.
Maybe they'll get the old versions out.
Hopefully,
As long
That'd
as
be
they don't
cool.
remake it, I'm good. If they remake it, I'm gonna be very my face is gonna be very hurting.
yeah.
They already remade it. It put that to 7, 8, and 9.
Because then
That's the one thing about
that friend of mine would win that slap bet.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I slapped it. Queen's a
Sorry,
slap.
B, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go
Yes.
ahead.
No,
You said
you're good.
something.
I was gonna say that's the one thing about like movies in general is that they seem to be remaking a lot of things. They don't really have anything original coming out necessarily. So
Yeah. I hate
Yeah, it's
that.
really annoying.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, there's a difference between remaking video games and remaking movies. Like movies have a timeless feel. Video games kind of you have to evolve them.
True. Okay. Kaz makes a good point there about the expectations being so high. Like, you know, the whole problem with hyping things up too much. Now with like, what's this one thing that just released? Oh,
Cyberpunk.
I don't know. Right? Yeah, I don't know. Exactly. Oh god. I don't know what can be worse sometimes, either the hype or the fandom menace. That's pretty good. There was one more thing I wanted to ask you guys about and I forgot, but I'm sure it'll come back. But yeah,
I'm going for
years of
about
Star Wars.
What are we going on for? 2.5 hours.
Yes.
It's the longest episode so far. So good job, B. Welcome to the longest podcast ever.
Yeah,
we've done.
She broke the record now.
Mhm.
Let's go, B. Oh god, I there was one more thing I really wanted to ask you guys tonight. It's okay, I'll figure it out later. But I don't know. I think we touched on a bunch of like important things. We covered a little like points. So
go watch the Star Wars gangsta rap.
oh, I will.
Go watch the Star Wars.
I will.
It's hilarious.
What was that thing for? Was it Soul Dweller? I don't know. Back in 2014 for May the 4th. No, sorry, for Revenge of the 5th, they dropped kind of like this. It's half EDM, half like dubstep version, a cover of the Imperial March, and it's really dope. If you guys haven't heard it, I'll post it for you. I really like it.
Yes.
That sounds very fun.
What?
Said yeah, send it.
Oh, we'll do.
Send that shit, fam.
Oh god.
I'm hip with the kids.
Oh, hello, fellow kids.
Oh, don't say it like that. Oh no.
Hello.
We're on some sort of list now. A not good list.
Just you.
Little whippersnappers care to get toffees for a cent, for a penny. I don't know. That's really gonna be us when the 50 years. Well, not exactly, but you know, but we'll be a lot older once there's a 50th anniversary.
We're gonna be a lot older than 50.
Shut up. At least you're gonna be able to take. No, when Star Wars is 50, dumbass. At least you can take your kids or something, you know, to watch it, and you know, just pass it on to the next generation.
I'll be 27. Would you?
You could have kids by then. You never know.
Yeah, I could. You're right.
Or at least your nephews, cousins. I don't know. I mean, yeah,
Somebody.
niece and yeah, exactly.
Well, well, if I did have a nephew, my brother would have to have given birth at the age of 20.
TMI.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, anything else you guys would like to add before I sign off? Anything else about Star Wars before you give us
Yeah, I don't. I think I'm good for now. Next week's topic, are we gonna reveal now or?
Done, yes.
Dun 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 dun. Get a drum roll going. Please have my hand. Please hurry up.
Drum roll. Microtransactions. Dun,
Oh no.
Micro.
oh no. Agrotransactions. Wait, what?
Yes, exactly.
Aggro.
Oh, race engaged.
Agro transactions.
Speaking of though, like I know I shouldn't be doing this, but like I like how they added Mandalorian and Grogu on Fortnite, and how like even though they did nothing with them in episode 9, just because they're red, I love the Sith Troopers, and yes, I had to get my Sith Trooper skin because mandatory.
I've got that skin, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It was fun.
Oh,
The
the,
lightsabers there for a while. Then it got annoying because they were
You
open.
just remind me that the football skins come out tonight for the.
Oh yeah, they
Fortnite as
dropped
well.
today, so don't forget.
I thought them putting Mando into Fortnite was going to get me to play the game more, and then I saw that there was bounties in it also, and I was like, "Oh, that's so freaking cool!" Yeah, no, I still can't do it.
I mean,
I haven't
you
touched
don't
my game in forever.
have to. They're optional, but
I didn't.
I always end up
didn't-
playing by myself. It is so bullshit playing by myself all the time.
It's like the Marvel
When
update.
I'm
We
ready to
all-
play, man, you're like nowhere around. Just saying, D.
Wow.
I'm asleep. That's why.
I'm shocked.
I'm not talking to you, Blade. Your schedule and mine are like way too conflicting for me to try to make any plans with you to game. That's
Sorry.
on Wednesdays. I'm sorry.
I think Tox goes to bed when Blaze wakes up. I don't know.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I usually go to bed right after Leighton wakes up and says hi to everybody in the chat.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen you two talk. I'm like, wait, what
You
happened?
did that as well, to be fair, D.
Very
There have been times when you haven't been up and it's been
I
like 10 in the afternoon.
Because the issue
Yeah.
is that I work until 6:30 my time, which is what
Like 2 o'clock my time.
Yeah, only
Yeah,
B and I
so
have the
that-
same time. zone, I
a.m.
guess.
2:30 a.m. So
Mhm.
yeah. Whereas D is only an hour ahead of me.
Oh yeah.
I think B, you're also an hour ahead of me.
Yeah, same time zone as D.
But yeah, usually when I'm either able to play a game or I'm in the mood to play one of those types of games, everybody else is usually either busy, like playing like other games or with other people, or they're just not gaming at the moment, and so I end up having to play by myself a lot of the times.
We're asleep.
And I'm gonna go cry now too.
Let us know.
We're crying.
No crying. That's no crying.
That's right,
Oh,
Tom.
wait, you play Warzone?
Yeah?
Wish I knew
Oh,
that.
yeah, I do.
Cringe. No kidding.
I've said multiple times I play Warzone. I've been trying to get these guys to play Warzone, but they all hate it.
No, Tori absolutely will not play it.
me. He's like,
I have no
I'm
issue
not good
playing
at
it
it.
as long as
I'm
I
not
have a friend to play with. I don't mind playing it.
yeah. Same.
But Blade, that clip was hilarious. The truck running over that guy.
That was oh my god, me and my friend were just laughing for so long when that happened. I'm like,
That was great. That was so great.
Stupid. Yeah.
You're like beep beep motherfucker. I'm like, what's gonna happen? And then you get dropped, and I'm like, what? No payoff, and then crush.
Crush.
It was awesome.
That's
oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, don't worry, Talks. We'll have plenty of time to get together and play Monopoly next week.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Game of ruined
No, I said
friendships.
I'm not playing that.
I'm sorry.
There was no like door cracked open on that. I'm not playing Monopoly.
No. It's still on sale right now. Just saying. Oh god.
I still don't own it. I'm just saying.
Oh dear.
Maybe you should have done it.
No.
If it goes anything like y'all's Uno stream last time, it might be a good idea.
Oh my god.
The
amazing.
video's up now, by the way. The video's on YouTube, so I will share it in a little bit for people to see.
Oh, it's up now? Thank god.
Yeah.
It's been up for a
Yeah.
while.
And if anybody wants to be our editor so it goes faster, that'd be great.
I got you.
I was gonna take it out.
Sorry, D.
I mean, Blake.
You know I love you, but it's been like 4 days, 5 days.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
Who are you again?
I've been. B, it's taking your place as host and editor, so thanks for your last show. Ever.
Excuse
Just
me?
kidding.
No. You can't replace me. I'm the British charm. You cannot
Yeah, I
replace the
will.
British charm.
We'll bring Clay, Leighton. We'll
Clay?
figure it out. Don't worry about
Ray,
it.
you wanna be a host?
Clay, you say yes, I'm killing you.
Wow.
Clay's got a cool new logo.
Yeah, he does. That's pretty cool, though. I like
That is a
It's
badass
nice.
logo.
Yeah, so do you, man.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, that was
I
very cool.
need new graphics. I forgot to talk to B about it. Thanks, B.
I do
You're
really
savior.
like my new logo, but when I saw Clay's, I'm just like, oh shit, that is awesome. Like
Yeah.
it made me immediately jealous. I'm like, oh, I've got this stupid one.
I like mine. I've used this one for like 5 years. I've used this one for like 5 years now, and then my Twitter one's just the one I just created.
At least you guys have original stuff. I have that Diva thing that I took from Blizzard like 3 years ago. Just because they made it free for everyone.
Blizzard, copyright claim him!
Blizzard?
It's free.
Free, yeah. Never heard of like fair use. But yeah, no, speaking of Blizzard and EA, please send us all your questions and comments and everything else about microtransactions because, oh boy, that's going to be interesting.
Right, okay, should we sign off?
About that. Yes.
Yep.
B, thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
For
being.
having
We
me,
hope to
guys.
have you back. You know, just more than welcome. This is your home. Where can we find you though? Please, like, tell us everything about you, all your socials, your streams. Where do we see
sure.
more B?
All right, so shameless self plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to see me stream anything, I'm usually playing Apex. So that's.
Well,
where
me
I'm at.
not.
But not limited to that.
It's because she wants a
She's
chance of
great,
winning.
She's
Blade.
diamond.
It's just because I grind that game so much. No one else grinds that game. I want to play ranked, and then everyone else is like, "Well, you're too high to play with."
Yeah, dude, yeah, that's
I
exactly
gotta
it.
be with you. I'm way too low. Like there's that 2-tier gap that they
Yeah.
allow. And
It's
yeah.
only one tier. Yeah.
Oh, it's 1 tier now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're that high on the tier list, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like level dry
Oh,
roll.
It's cringeworthy.
So.
But yeah, so if you want to see me play mostly Apex, some other games, you can find me at Beezyplayzz. So 2 Z's
Put
at
it
the
in
end.
chat.
Yeah, I can.
Because she's the cool kid.
2 Z's.
Is that
yeah.
also your YouTube and Twitter handle, or what else do you have?
Yeah, so if you can also find me on YouTube where I have lots of Phasmophobia videos, some with all my friends and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is also Beezyplayzz. And you can also find me on Instagram, Beezyplayzz with 1 Z at the end.
Right. That Insta.
Cool.
It's got cool stuff.
There are my socials there. I've just posted them.
What are you again?
The cool one.
Tori, I
Captain
forgot we were
Phasmophobia.
keeping this kid away from here. I'm kidding. Captain Phasmophobia. Oh my god.
Okay, man, talks in the next podcast, please.
You hear her somewhere in the ship going like, and they're like, shit, she's coming. Next time I play Phasmo with you, I'm gonna start like fucking with them, just like how I do on prop horn, just how I do the call there. Next time
That
I
is so
play, like,
It's so annoying when we're hunters and you do that, man.
sorry, I can't help myself.
We're hunting and he whistles and it's so
He does.
fucking precise. And it's like, wait, I'm pretty sure that was like right behind me. Oh, it's D. Son of a bitch, D. Stop it.
Whoops,
Classic
my
D
bad.
back at it again.
I do need to get Phasmophobia though. I want to play that with you guys.
Yes, please. Do.
Yeah. We haven't played it
I'll
much, but
probably-
they've done a lot of updates. So.
I'll probably be really scared playing that though, because I have seen a little bit of gameplay, so I've seen how dark it is and shit. And if I'm in control, then that environment is not really a good thing for me.
If you get scared of Finance Phrase, then you'll be scared of that.
But it's fun.
Shit.
Phasmo's really good and worth it.
Did we say how many games you could play in the Finance Phrase series? Was it just the first 2, or did we agree you could play more, all of them?
There's 4 or 5 of them.
6, 7.
Yeah.
You got Finance Phrase 1 to 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, and then Ultimate Custom Night.
Right.
And that's if you're not including anything like VR, like Help Wanted.
Oh god.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Should we get you that and make you play that instead?
VR.
I mean, if you want to actually be the reason for me dying of a heart attack,
I like to play VR
Interesting.
Star Wars. Wow, you
Blade, I swear to God,
boy.
I'm thinking, okay.
I'm gonna write my blame note now. It was Blade.
It's gonna be in the obituary.
Blade.
Here lies Tux the Clear. But
It was
Bounty
Blade.
still wanted, looking for Blade.
No picture available because he's a bitch.
Oh.
Right, I'm getting
Because
sick
I
of it.
lost.
Okay?
And because
Because
I
Emma
lost.
didn't show her face either, and yet I'm the one who's like, oh, do a face reveal, do a face reveal, do a face reveal.
We
Hey,
don't
you
need
leave
long.
Emma to this one. She's done nothing to you.
Didn't Layton's face either.
We've seen Leighton's face. There's plenty of pictures of him out there in videos. She says them all
Layton's
the time.
also under the age of 18. I would feel really weird pressuring him to do a face reveal.
Yeah.
For no, I'm under the age of
What's wrong
18.
with you?
Because you're not under the age of 18.
Can you prove that?
Show me your driver's license.
Oh, he doesn't have one.
Oh shit! I forgot. He hasn't gotten that yet. So he might be. I don't know. But he's been lying for the last few years.
Right? He's like, hi guys, I just
I'm actually
got
buying a
this one."
tour. Right, we should probably end the stream. We're not even talking about souls anymore.
All right, so my shameless self plug. I just went ahead and posted my links in the chat.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter. I am much more active on Twitter than I am on Twitch. Unfortunately, I don't stream as much as I want to on Twitch.
Stream more.
I really try. I'm really trying, guys.
He is. No, and he's a really good streamer.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
all of you, everyone, like Blade streams, Bleak streams. You guys are definitely people.
I've been slacking stream as well, to be fair.
Because like you're much better streamers than me, and I look up to you guys. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty awesome. So
You're a great
Just happy to
streamer.
play with
Don't
you.
say that.
I'm okay, I guess.
We just need to we need to find another Twitch sings for you, man.
Dude, wow,
Some
my heart,
karaoke.
yeah, just I know.
I forgot about that, yeah.
That,
Maybe
yeah.
get you Rock Band 4.
You know what? Yeah. No.
Would that be banned on Twitch because of copyright music, or
I was just gonna say, God damn it. Yeah.
I think as long as you're not saving the VODs, you'd be okay.
Well, I mean, what they used to do is just unmute the audio when that music came out. Why don't they still do that?
How old is that? Wait, no, it was a new Rock Band 3-4 years ago, right? Was that the last one, or I forget?
Rock Band 4 was the most recent one, as far as Rock
Was
Band's
it?
concerned. I know there was a different game. It wasn't Rock Band or.
Oh, Rocksmith, the one with the real instruments.
Yes. Rocksmith was the one I was just trying to think of. Yeah.
I like that
Aerosmith?
because I like to play that. Yep. That's pretty much the thing where they got the name from. But at least you could play real bass and guitar there. So I was like, ooh,
That's cool.
Right, okay.
The bass.
ooh.
Sure.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
Right, let's end. Before
What does that
we go.
mean? What does uwu mean?
Everybody, welcome
It's
to
actually
the
a
channel.
face. Like
This is a
it's
brand new
like
intro video for-
like your eyes are closed, but like they makes a little like W for the mouth. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
ooh.
It's like a smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I love it. That's where you can find me. Everything about me is just people before me, and Instagram is UFB4M. So that's I do gameplays, YouTube sometimes, streams, take pictures
Yeah.
of geeky, nerdy shit like all this right here, because you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it from us tonight. Thanks again for stopping by and sharing your experiences and thoughts on Star Wars. We might actually do a
Yeah.
second part, but before that, we'll eventually get into all things Marvel. So don't worry about it. We have all this
Yeah.
fun stuff already prepared for the next 2 or 3 weeks, at least like planned down the pipeline. So we have a better idea what the show will be about, and we'll be posting it little by little, as well as all our gameplay. So if you enjoy watching us go at each other's throats, when we game, there's also that on Twitch and YouTube for the replays and the highlights. But yeah, thanks again for everything. You guys take care, have a good night, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll be seeing you online. Heck yeah.
Laters.
Bye.
Peace.